Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning. It is 6 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports Update. Big matchup in the NBA. The Knicks beat the Rockets 124-118. Jalen Brunson went wild for 42 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Good night in the state of Virginia, starting with Norfolk State. The Spartans trailed by 10 in the second half, came back, and Brian Moore Jr. hit a near half-court shot at the buzzer to win it 81-78 over North Carolina Central. The Spartans remained in first place in the MEAC. UVA got a nice ACC win over Pitt, 73-57. Day Ames posted a career-high 27 points for the Hoos. William & Mary picked up a huge win in CAA play, beating Charleston 90-75 with over 1,000 students in attendance. The win ties William & Mary and UNC Wilmington for the second-place spot in the CAA. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cova Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. With Suave, myself, and Johnny D, let's get straight to it.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Hey, Hampton Roads. Great to be with you. 6:02 on a Tuesday edition of the program. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. The Morning Drive, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A friendly reminder throughout the program today, you can follow us on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D, and we are broadcasting live and in living color this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Good to be with you, boys. How we doing?
Morning.
Everything good this morning? I know you're feeling good. That's what I was telling him, Suave. He rolls into the studio this morning, and he's doing the pregame on the Instagram. That if you want to check out what goes on behind the scenes here, the radio program, follow us on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. And J-Lo comes in, and typically he's a little bit, I don't want to say peppy. That's probably not the word to use. He's just kind of vanilla. You know what I mean, Suave, by vanilla?
Yeah.
Just not a lot there. Like, it's enjoyable to consume once in a while, but you need a little taste. You need a little flavor. And J-Lo typically rolls into the studio lacking a little bit of flavor. Not this morning, bro. Oh, absolutely not. He's sporting, chest out, that University of Virginia hoodie this morning. He feeling good about himself. All of a sudden, we're getting local scores put into the update, which we know.
Suave, you can vouch for me on that one.
All of a sudden, leading.
I put local scores in every single update.
Not the first score, but the second score, Suave. He leads with it this morning. He is very proud of his UVA Cavaliers pulling it out on the road too. What happened? Give me the synopsis real quick. I did not watch the game last night.
Okay, it was a mixture of we actually shot the ball and Pitt was awful.
Yeah.
Pitt was terrible. They couldn't buy. They looked like ODU's offense. They could not buy.
Wow.
A basket
we
for
taking
nothing.
shots.
Why?
Yeah.
See, why can't you just enjoy the win?
I am
Why do you
enjoying
got to
the
take
win.
a shot at Old
Well,
Dominion?
if I try to enjoy the win, I'm going to get shot at by you.
No, you're not. Not at all. Not at all.
Stand on business, man.
Yeah, stand on your business. There you go. Stand on your business, as Suave says. But I don't know why you got to bring Old Dominion into this. Like, what did ODU do to you in men's
talked
basketball?
about it last week how bad their offense is.
Oh, they're terrible. They are terrible. That is for sure. But, yeah, nice win for UVA last night. And, hey, how about our guy Robert Jones?
Oh, unbelievable.
Yes,
Over
sir.
at Norfolk State.
Yes, sir.
Buzzer beater, half court, made the top 10 ESPN plays as well. So a good night of college basketball. I took it a little bit of it last night. And, of course, opening night for Super Bowl week there, Suave. I know you were glued to the television last night.
Nope.
With Roger Goodell, Saquon Barkley, Andy Reid, right? All the big-time personalities that we're going to be talking a lot about all week long. You getting excited?
No.
Starting to get fired up?
No.
Starting to feel it?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Good stuff.
Let's
Well,
get it over with because I'm going to focus on the offseason because I don't know if y'all noticed. NFL offseason is starting to heat up real good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny D. Johnny D. It's good to see Washington got some money because these players is coming out said they want some trades. Oh, we're going to talk about this on this show. Oh, we're
Yeah,
going to talk about
absolutely. There is a a big time, probably a top 5 guy in the NFL that requested a trade yesterday. We'll get into that with Myles Garrett. And if you're the Commanders, you take a shot.
Absolutely.
You got to take a shot, don't you?
Absolutely.
At a Myles Garrett at a trade. You got to do it.
Yes.
You got to do it. So we'll dive into that a little bit later on in the program. A friend of the program, Chris Russell, will stop by right around 8:20. We'll talk about Myles Garrett. We'll talk about Josh Harris addressing the media yesterday up in D.C. as well. But today's bottom line up front is brought to you by OVM Financial with Annie Mac Home Mortgage, serving Hampton Roads since 2001. When it comes to buying a home or refinancing, you need a mortgage partner you can trust. Visit ovmfinancial.com. That's ovmfinancial.com. NMLS 338923, equal opportunity lender. Get moving and get buying today. Give them a call, 757-407-7023. All right, look, Super Bowl week is underway. A lot of the players addressed the media yesterday. We will get into the conversation of Roger Goodell and his state of the NFL. We'll get into that coming up in the 8 o'clock hour this morning as well. One thing I do want to bring up, and Suave, maybe you can help me with this. 2 things that I thought about yesterday. Obviously, tomorrow on the show, the sports professors will stop by, and we'll start to do a deep dive into the Super Bowl odds, right? The prop bets, the Super Bowl odds. I mean, anything. It's a smorgasbord of what you could select and what you could wager on for the Super Bowl. No doubt about it. It's an absolute smorgasbord, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm thinking about dabbling in about 25 to 30 different opportunities for entertainment purposes only. One of the opportunities that I saw, to put it up on the Pacer Payroll poll question this morning on the X, and I do want to ask the both of you this, kickers, when it comes to the Super Bowl, right? Could a kicker ever win Super Bowl MVP? And the reason I bring it up is I saw the odds yesterday for both kickers, for both the Eagles and the Chiefs, and I got to pull this up. I'm pretty positive on this one. Plus 2,000 were the odds. Has a kicker ever won Super Bowl MVP? I don't think so.
Didn't Mark Mosley for Washington?
No. Did he? Can we fact check that?
I think Mark Mosley won the Super Bowl. MVP.
You're telling me Mark Mosley, when the Washington then called Redskins won the Super Bowl, was an MVP as a kicker?
Oh, yes. See, Mark Mosley was an MVP in 1982. He was the first and only kicker to win the award.
All right, so there you go. So a kicker has won it in the past.
So was that just the Norway MVP award, Suave?
No, that was a season MVP, 1982.
Okay, I'm not talking about the season MVP. I'm talking about the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
forget about the season. Nah.
But still, a kicker winning a Super Bowl MVP?
I feel like it's easier to get a Super Bowl MVP than a season MVP for a kicker.
Well, I would think so. So you got Buckner over there for the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Elliott for the Philadelphia Eagles. Both of them are coming in at plus. I'm sorry, I said 2,000. My mistake. Is this correct? Plus 20,000?
Yes.
Plus 20,000.
I mean,
to win Super Bowl MVP.
What's the point in not dropping?
So Suave, pull out the ESPN Bet app this morning.
Okay.
If we were to put $100 down, just $100 down, on a kicker winning Super Bowl MVP, which could happen, right? If you get one of these defensive-minded battles, I don't think this is going to be the game. But let's say Kansas City tries to establish the run. We know Philadelphia loves to run the football. We're playing 20 to 20, 30 to 30s to where we got to get 4, 5, 6 field goals in a game. It's possible, right? So Suave is pulling up the odds this morning. If you were to put down $100, Suave, on one of these kickers, it doesn't matter. It could be, hell, you could do both of them at this point.
Really?
It doesn't matter. What is that rate of return that we're looking at?
I'm still pulling up while y'all gentlemen keep talking.
Do you have to put in a password, or do you do the facial recognition?
Facial recognition.
Gotcha. Now, does that change if you shave or wear glasses or anything?
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I doubt it.
I gotcha. All right. So check that out. But I was curious on that. And another thing, and Suave, you can help me with this as well. Mm-hmm. I started doing a little bit of research for the show and started listening to some of the talking heads throughout the week. And a big thing down in New Orleans, I've never been to New Orleans. Wow. Just full transparency. Have you, Suave?
No.
Okay.
I would love to.
So I've never been to New Orleans, but one thing I've been told about with New Orleans is their food. That apparently the food is very good.
Absolutely.
And you
They
get a
got the
little
beignets.
bit. Yeah, you get the what?
The beignets.
What is a beignet?
It's like a hot like fried donut, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
it has a bunch of powdered sugar, and you can get like a chocolate sauce or raspberry sauce. It's unbelievable.
Got you. Now, have you partaken in this?
I've eaten. They have it at Olive Garden, and they also have it at Busch Gardens, and it is really good.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
They serve a beignet at Olive Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can't be
And the
true.
only reason I've gotten it is because they'll give it to you for free for your birthday.
Wow, look at that. Why am I not surprised? Why? Yeah, the entire
asked.
that was a
You
great
asked.
story until the ending, which summed it all up. I'm trying to figure out why in God's name is this dude having a beignet at Olive Garden, and now we figure it out because it was free. It's free. I can understand Busch Gardens, okay?
Yeah.
But they've been talking about gumbo all
yeah,
week.
it's all Cajun food.
It's
Right,
Cajun.
it's all
Yeah.
Cajun food. Am I the only one in our listening audience who's never had gumbo?
I've had it.
You've had gumbo. What is gumbo?
So it's almost like a soupy. It's not a soup, but it's kind of soupy. It has a mixture. It can have sausage in it, shrimp, a lot of like random like like onions and stuff. It's pretty good, and rice. Jeez, I'm sorry. It's white rice in it, and you mix it all together. It's kind of like a soupy substance. It's really good.
I mean, where is a good place around here to get gumbo?
Again, this is something I've had at Busch Gardens. They're doing it right now. Their Mardi Gras promotion, and because they have all Cajun food. I had it at Busch Gardens, and I've also had it down in Disney in the Epcot when they have the Around the World.
Are you on the Busch Gardens mailing list or something? Like, you know a lot about Busch Gardens.
I've been to Busch Gardens a lot in my life.
I see that.
I understand. But how do you know about all these promotions? Like, you must
Because
be on
I've
a
been.
mailing list, correct?
No.
You on a mailing list?
No,
I
I've
think
just
you are.
been during this promotion.
I think you are. So, Suave, any luck on the ESPN Bet app this morning?
I
I mean,
mean,
it is a 3-hour show.
I mean, honestly, we're gonna need it because it's like me looking up for a kicker. I'm basically gonna get the responses. Are you sure? Because I'm
like,
looking
I
at
don't know
the only
about
thing they're doing
this.
right now on the
Is it
ESPN
hard
Bet.
to find the odds?
Absolutely.
For the Super Bowl MVP, it's really hard to find the odds to select a kicker.
Yes.
Wow.
It's showing me how many.
Like, I
kicks
can
he'll
understand a
It's
punter.
a sign.
Like, a punter ain't going to win it. But a kicker's got a legitimate shot.
Plus 50,000 for a punter.
Yeah.
I mean, how could a punter even win MVP, y'all?
They can.
Three fake punt
Look,
touchdowns.
how about this? If you got a game that's 3-0 and you've got 7 punts and you put all of them inside of the 10, couldn't you win it?
Just cancel Super Bowl.
Seriously. At that point, do you put the Super Bowl up with a Pro Bowl? Right? Does the Super Bowl
Yes.
become the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
If a punter wins the MVP, do me a favor, put it up on the poll this morning, the Pacer payroll poll question. Add a poll question. Does the Super Bowl become less relevant than the Pro Bowl if a punter wins the MVP?
Oh, man.
Definitely want to get your thoughts on that. You can vote on the X at Drive Johnny D. You could also chime in on the comment box this morning where we read everybody's comments on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. So I'm looking to put down, because I want to put down a little bit of money on something that's got some long, just in case.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
That is for certain.
We know the Chiefs find a way to have a game-winning field goal all the time.
Absolutely. Look, rundown today, we'll talk a little NBA, a little college basketball coming up in about 10 minutes. Luka will get introduced to the LA media today. 6:45, we'll crack open the entertainment page with Suave, 7 o'clock hour, 7:05 this morning, the one and only scroll of Cowboy fan Hank. I believe he gave a preview on social media. I do not have that in front of me, but I think it's talking about Nick Sirianni, so you don't want to miss it. Also, Josh Harris has crushed the dreams of one Don Suave and J-Lo this morning. We'll get into his presser that took place yesterday afternoon up at D.C. And then right around 7:30 this morning, the top storylines that we're going to be talking about this week. There are a lot of them, a lot of angles that a lot of people are going, but I want to pick out the top 3 that we think are the biggest this week. Like one of them, which I thought might enter the top 3, but he addressed the media about it yesterday. Travis Kelce. Could this be possibly Travis Kelce's last game? He said no. No, I ain't going nowhere.
No.
I ain't going nowhere. I want to run it back. So we'll talk about storylines coming up 7:45 this morning. Friend of the program, Dave Macedo, stops by, and also a little what's trending on social media. The 8 o'clock hour, Roger Goodell. We'll dissect, we'll debate, we'll discuss some of the topics that came out of Roger Goodell's presser yesterday afternoon. And, of course, the big story in the NFL, Suave mentioned, Myles Garrett has requested a trade out of Cleveland. And if you're a Commanders fan, is that on your to-do list? In fact, that's probably a poll question as well, Suave, this morning. Should the Commanders make a run at Myles Garrett? I'll tell you who will also be making a run. They're playing in the Super Bowl right now. And you know that's going to be happening. And I'm talking about not only the Chiefs, but your Philadelphia Eagles there, J-Lo, will be taking a run at Myles Garrett. So we'll get into that. 8:30, our friend of the program, Chris Russell, stops by. We'll talk all things Commanders. And then a live update. Boots on the ground down in New Orleans this week for the Super Bowl. Our buddy Scott Jackson, Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1 ESPN, is on site live at Radio Row, and he will join us at 8:45 this morning. So a busy Tuesday on the program. Love to hear from you. The Tell 'em Kellum Talking text line is open this morning at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Got a comment? Put it in the chat box. YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. The Pacer payroll poll questions are up on the X at Drive Johnny D. All right, look, reminder, broadcasting live from the OVM Financial Studios here at beautiful Virginia Beach. It's the Morning Drive, brought to you by Better Way Realty and Brian Wurst. If you want the best, you got to deal with the worst. I'm talking about the team of Brian Wurst at A Better Way Realty. 757-424-9007 or visit them online at abetterway.com. Hey, straight ahead, Luka meets the media in L.A., and I've got a suggestion for Luka Doncic that's going to go a long way in winning over his critics. We'll discuss. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 Traffic.
This morning, there is a lift scheduled for the James River Bridge later at 9 a.m. today. Otherwise, your morning commute is going smoothly. From Newport News to Norfolk, drive time is 32 minutes via Interstate 64 eastbound, and from Virginia Beach to Norfolk, your expected drive time is 21 minutes via Interstate 264 westbound. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
The healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? HIMS can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
The Doug Gottlieb Show.
Okay. Let's start with this. Finally nailed it, Gottlieb.
Whether it's LeBron or Rich Paul, hey, why don't you play him with the starters? Let's see how it goes. And it was a disaster. There's nobody opining to be with the Lakers. And I got to tell you that this has got to be part of it. Right? That you're not playing Bronny James 15 minutes in a game if you're serious about winning.
The Doug Gottlieb Show.
Weekday afternoons 3 to 5 on Fox Sports 1310. Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9
Yes, sir.
FM.
Great to be with you. It's a Tuesday here at Hampton Roads. Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. We call the program the Morning Drive. Tell them, talk a text line. Open all morning long at 757-497-1310. Your thoughts as we get closer to Super Bowl Sunday. As I mentioned, Scotty Jackson will be joining us at 8:45 this morning live from Nolan's Radio Row. Did you guys see any of the video yesterday, Suave? Radio Row? You know, every show in America pretty much broadcast from Radio Row. Yours truly had that opportunity. A couple of times I did it, man. It's a little bit chaotic. I'm not going to lie. It's very chaotic. You got every major radio station, network. Now you got television. Now you got podcasters that are all shoved into the convention center. I saw that actually the media center is one of the parking garages.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes, I see that.
Could you imagine? That's got to be rough. Trying to work in a parking garage, right? Not going to happen.
Else.
But you know what, fellas? I'm making a declaration today.
What's that?
February 4th, 2025. Lord willing, next Super Bowl, we're going to be there.
Where is it?
First of all, it's 2026, but yes.
Yeah, that's 2026.
No, I'm making it today.
You're making that today.
right.
He made the
down.
declaration today,
I
J-Lo.
apologize, Suave. I really do. I'm sorry.
Where is the Super Bowl next year?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, you may want to look that up.
I'll
It kind of matters a little bit.
can
And I'm
look
going
it
to
up.
tell you why. Number one, if it's West Coast, you're in for an early morning. I mean, you're going to be in for an early morning, number one. Number two, have fun.
Ooh.
You can go.
Your sources may be right, Johnny D.
Yours truly is not going to be with you.
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. Yeah, come on, man. Do you really want to do a broadcast at 3 a.m?
Yes.
We get used to it. But, I mean, listen, you've gotten to experience. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime moment for us.
Sure it is. You guys could go. Have fun. Enjoy yourself.
So what? We're gonna produce from there. You'll still host in here?
Absolutely. I think that's doable. We'll keep pulling you back
he's
here.
not coming in the studio.
No,
He's
trust me, I'm not. And I will not be going to Santa Clara next year. It's not what it's always cracked. Look, the bottom line is, here's the thing, J-Lo. The beauty of the Radio Row is, now, you would enjoy the experience throughout the week of the media availability.
Yeah.
But see, again, you're going to be battling thousands of media personnel to try to get an interview. When I went, the great part is you find that punter. You find the kicker. You find the lineman that nobody really wants to talk to who's sitting at that table by themselves. That's who you start talking to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people big time you that week as well. I remember when I went, I want to say it was in Miami, Chris Berman and Tom Jackson back in their ESPN days.
Oh, yes.
Big
Even
timers.
I know that.
Yes.
Big timers. Like you couldn't talk to them. They'd have the shades on. They're walking around. They got somebody escorting them table to table. Don't bother them. Right? They don't want to be bothered with you. So you guys enjoy yourself. I'm not going. That ain't happening. I'm sorry to rain on your parade, Suave, but you can make it happen.
I'm saying no for real, because you know what? I was looking at what he was talking about, the Radio Row.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I don't know, it was Doug Gottlieb or somebody was going around. And at the middle, it said Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to lie, fellas. I was looking and said, they're going to show our face? Because I saw two pros in the Joe. I saw Colin Cowherd. I said, if they show our face on that screen, new phone, who's this? That's how I'm going to act.
Suave. It's okay, Suave. It's going to be all right.
Well, you've been in the business for so long, man.
It's going to be okay.
So
You've
I know.
experienced it all.
I've experienced it, and I'm bitter about it. Because
why?
I used to be excited about it until you meet some of these folks and you're like, you know what? These guys are kind of you-know-whats for the most part. They're you-know-whats. The whole thing with Radio Row is as well, and I don't mind saying this, it's Scott. Look, Scott's got it made a little bit because he's in the afternoon, so it's a little bit different. You have more
definitely.
accessibility to guys coming by the table. But I told you it's speed dating. You literally got to go out. You got to schedule an appointment, have them slide onto the table. You got about 5 or 6 minutes to talk about the Super Bowl, the product they are pitching, because somebody's pitching a product, right? Michael Vick, trying to get Vick on the program this week. Where is he, J-Lo?
He is in New Orleans.
He's in New Orleans, right? He's probably pitching a product in addition to, of course, Norfolk State and promoted the brand. But you get them in, you get them out. And and somebody's tugging at them the entire time, and they're never on time.
Wow.
You could have an interview at 6:25, and guess what? 6:25 comes, and then you got to get that runner. He's got to pull him in. You got to get the headset on. All right, I'm ready to talk. All right, got to go. Got to go. We got another table to get to. I just don't think it falls into the flow of what you're trying to do on the radio show. But don't take my word for it, Suave. You go, you enjoy yourself. You get up at 3 in the morning. I'll be here at 6. It's all good. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, a couple of poll questions are up this morning. One of the poll questions we have is, did you put up the poll question about gumbo? Am I the only one? Have you ever tried gumbo? It's good. Do you like gumbo? Yes or no, J-Lo?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Suave?
I'll let you answer that. What you think? Yes, I love gumbo.
Well, why would you say that?
Because first and foremost, gumbo. You know what's in gumbo? Shrimp, sausage, the rice, the sauce. I mean, all the
It
good
all
stuff.
does mix together really
all
well.
that mixed together.
It's like jambalaya almost.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I'm crushing some
What
gumbo.
about jambalaya? You do that, John?
No, I don't do jambalaya. And the other
Oh.
thing I do not do, which apparently is very popular down in New Orleans, is this is a crawfish.
Yes.
No.
I've never tried it.
Nah, that's not happening.
Oh, wait, yes, I have. I've
That's
had
not
it
happening.
mixed
Yeah.
in. It was solid.
Not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. So, Hank has chimed in this morning
It's awoken.
on the YouTube stream. If you got a comment, put it up on the comment box. We'll read it on the air. Hank reads, I act like Suave when y'all put my scroll up. I bet you do, like a kid at a candy store. By the way, the scroll of Cowboy fan, Hank, is coming up at 7:07
Nice little leeway.
this morning. Today, Suave, the big press conference, the introduction of one Luka Doncic
Yes.
to the LA Lakers, where even as of yesterday afternoon, man, people were still in shock. 48 hours later, trying to figure it out. A lot of stories are starting to roll out about what took place behind the scenes. Couple of things. Number one, apparently this deal had been talked about between Dallas and the Lakers for 2 to 3 weeks, between Rob Pelinka and Nico over there. I find it very hard to believe still that Rob Pelinka is having a conversation with Rich Paul about his client and LeBron James does not know. Agree or disagree?
Like I said before, let's put our thinking caps on, man. You really think that he did not talk to LeBron James, that he knew nothing about this? Come on now, let's be smart. Let's not be LeBron
He
items.
reminds me of Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers
Yes.
had nothing to do with Salah being fired.
Thank you.
Really?
You remember that? Aaron Rodgers said, yeah, I had a conversation with Woody last night. Did talk about the head coach.
Yeah, you remember that story? Really?
Come on.
Didn't talk about the head coach, though.
Okay.
Talked about life, talked about my retreats, talked a little bit about the team, how I'm feeling, my rehab. Bobby Saleh didn't come up in conversation, though. Did not.
Okay.
Right, so you're telling me that Rich Paul, who is LeBron James' not only agent but best friend, in fact, LeBron made Rich Paul, right? He made Rich Paul. Had no idea this trade was going down. I find that hard to believe. I really do. People are protesting in Dallas still, outside of the American Airlines Arena. I think it's hysterical. Hey, here's the thing, though. If you're Anthony Davis, how do you feel this morning when you look at Dallas and they're protesting the move of Luka Doncic to L.A.? Any protests going on in L.A. this morning? No. Not one. Right? Not one that's going on. But Luka Doncic will meet the media today. And one thing I have a recommendation for Luka. And this is coming from a man who sits at about 260, 262 on a good day there, Suave. If I'm Luka Doncic, do you go with single-digit versus double-digit numbers, right? What is he, 77? Do you go with 7 instead because it's more slimming?
Wow.
77 is an offensive lineman number.
Wow.
Seriously.
Wow.
It's a good point.
Look, wait. What has been the topic of conversation for the last 24 hours?
His conditioning.
They've talked about his conditioning.
Yes.
Which has been a topic since he's gotten into the league. And everybody is joking, and they're reposting the videos of him making the NBA Finals, right? And they're taking the beer out of his hands.
Yeah.
Because he likes to throw it back a little bit. What I'm saying as a bigger dude like myself at 6'6", about 255, 260, maybe 262 on a bad day, sometimes you got to find those clothes that are a little more slimming, that make you look a little bit slimmer. Now, darker colors do that, correct?
That's correct.
Now, is it vertical or horizontal? I forget. Stripes.
I think it's vertical.
It's vertical?
I think it's vertical.
Are you sure?
I checked that right.
Can we fact check that before I go out and get a whole new wardrobe? But also, single-digit versus double-digit numbers. I think Luka Doncic needs to be introduced with a single-digit number jersey on, J-Lo, to make him look more slim. Agree or disagree?
Agree. 77 is an offensive lineman number.
It is.
We got to get him slimmed down a little bit.
Got to get him slimmed down a little bit.
Even if it means a low double-digit number.
It's got to get done.
And to answer your question, Johnny D, it's vertical lines.
It's vertical lines.
Yes.
So wear referee stripes.
Yes. So should we put that up on the poll this morning? Should Luka Doncic wear vertical stripes during his press conference to look slimmer this morning? Can you put it up on the poll, please?
Sure.
The Pacer Payroll poll question this morning. Should Luka Doncic wear vertical lines to make him look more slimming for his press conference today in L.A.? Want to get your thoughts on that. All right. Hank has also chimed in. He says, my runner is pulling me in today. Hope I make it 7:05. Big up at y'all. Oh, boy. He's got a runner this morning. A runner. And Jordan got Doug Collins fired. Why? Again, why are we bringing up Jordan again this morning?
I don't know.
It's unsolicited, Hank.
Yesterday he said that I guess LeBron James a little rent free in my head. Well, apparently you got two occupiers in yours, Jordan and Kobe. So if I got one, you got two. So I think you need to go get some more space in your head too, because they is living in yours.
Hey, very quick before we get to the scoreboard, a couple of other nuggets from yesterday that I want to get into. Number one, congrats again to UVA fans. You're not alone, by the way, and I'm not talking about your W last night.
This is sad.
Did you see that Leonard Hamilton is calling it
FSU,
quits?
Yeah. Have you seen the list of what all the ACC basketball coaches were last year and the list, what it'll be next year? None of them are back. Basically, none of the relevant ones anyway.
Right, so look, Leonard Hamilton, I did not realize was 76 years old.
I know, he looks like he's like 50.
No, he doesn't. He looks old. I did not realize he's 76, though. I don't think that is any reason why he's stepping down. The allegations in the offseason about the NIL, the fact that they've got 6 players, I think, that are suing him for NIL, back pay, $250,000 plus. And we talked about this with Tony Bennett. We talked about it with Jay Wright. We talked about it with Mike Krzyzewski. You've talked about it with all the old school coaches. They do not want to deal with NIL.
Yep.
They don't want to deal with it. They don't like the fact that an 18, 19-year-old kid is walking down the hall. Robert Jones brought it up yesterday on the program, right, in Norfolk State. Mm-hmm. Having a hard time with kids coming in going, I want to get paid more. Just having a hard time with that. So Leonard Hamilton, he's going to be stepping down. So you got an opening at Florida State. You got an opening in Miami. Possibly an opening at UVA. Probably going to be an opening in North Carolina.
Syracuse, maybe.
Syracuse. He's got one more year.
One more?
Yeah, he's got one more year.
I'm very curious. Did you see about Hubert Davis and UNC? They're going to hire a GM.
Well, that's what a lot of places are doing. Hey, look, that's what Mike Lombardi is doing.
They're probably getting it straight from Bill Belichick.
Well, yeah. Well, the first one, believe it or not, was Andrew Luck out at Stanford.
Yeah.
Is the one who really sort of set the table. And then Bill Belichick goes out and gets Mike Lombardi to come in and be that GM to handle all this stuff.
All the money, all the
so
NIL.
Coaches could just coach.
Yep.
That's all they want to do. Trust me, I talk to a lot of coaches on a regular basis. They all say the same thing. I just want to coach. I want to teach. I want to break down film. I want to game plan. I want to coach
College
these kids.
coaches have it harder than any other.
Yeah, I want to develop them. I don't want to deal with the NIL. I don't want to deal with the academics. I don't want to deal with the boosters. I don't want to deal with the administration. None of that. Just let me coach. That's what I'm good at. I'm not good at this other stuff. So we'll see. Also, congratulations to Donald Hand Jr., named ACC Player of the Week.
That was awesome.
For the second time, 6'6" guard.
He had a
career high
nice
31
game the other day on Saturday.
In the comeback win over Florida State, poured at 31. Man, it's the second time he's won the award, and he leads BC in both scoring at 15.5 a game and rebounding at a little bit over 6 per game. And he shares his week's ACC award with Duke's Cooper Flagg. That's pretty good company to be in.
Yeah.
Right, so congratulations to VB Product, Donald Hand. All right, 6:35. Let's take a look at the scoreboard from last night. Who has it this morning?
I got it.
All right, let's hear it.
Our scoreboard from last night, starting with the NBA. Locally here, the Washington Wizards picked up a win against the Hornets. Their 8th win of the season. They win 124-114. The Hawks beat the Pistons 132-130. The Knicks winning a big one against the Rockets 124-118. The Kings beating the Timberwolves 116-114. The Thunder beating the Bucks 125-96. The Grizzlies beating the Spurs 128-109. The Nuggets beating the Pelicans 125-113. The Pacers beating the Jazz 112-111. The Warriors beating the Magic 104-99. And in overtime, the Trailblazers beating the Suns 121-119. Moving on to college basketball in the top 25. Number 8, Iowa State falls. Number 16, Kansas. 69-52 was an ugly loss for them. In the ACC, UVA beating Pitt 73-57. In the CAA, William & Mary beating Charleston 90-75. And in the MEAC, a buzzer-beating win for Norfolk State, winning 81-78 over North Carolina Central. Really quick, I just wanted to mention the Norfolk Admirals are in action today. Get this, at 10:30 this morning, Johnny D.
What's that?
At 10:30, the Admirals will be in action in Pennsylvania, taking on the Reading Royals at 10:30 this morning. Be sure to check that out on Flow Hockey.
Why is that? I mean, is it there's got to be
scheduled 10:30 start.
Is it like one of those school events?
I didn't see that. No.
You got to check that out. So it's the Reading Royals?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, Reading Royals.
So if you look at the Reading Royals, I guarantee you there's got to be a promotion. If you're going to have a game at 10:30, hey, look, I'm all about it. Field trip, right? If I'm in class.
I did that last year for the Tides.
Field trip. So let's see, 10:30 this morning, Education Day.
That's okay.
So it's that's awesome. Come on. Who are we kidding here? Please. Like Education Day. So that's what you're telling me. Yeah, we're all about the kids. We got to fill the arena.
Yep, we're getting off work.
Yeah, well, do you women do this? Do they not, Suave? Like once or twice a year they get an afternoon or they get a mid-morning?
All the time, right?
Actually got one, I think it's in 2 weeks. They got
2
one.
weeks?
Yeah.
Are you working it?
Yes, I am. So
Look
after I'm
at
done with
you.
this show, I'll rest, and then at 10:30 do OD
It's like a nap
women.
in the studio.
Yeah, take a nap in the studio.
I take a nap in the studio.
You should find out in the new studio, could we put a cot in there?
Come on, seriously. You're not lying. Come on.
Why not?
We gotta make that happen. That's priority number one.
Can we get like a sleeper bed or something?
Yes.
A little couch that folds out?
Absolutely.
Come on.
All right. Are you changing sheets when you're done? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better get on that.
Yes.
All right, good stuff.
Great idea.
All right, 6:39 on a Tuesday. The Tell 'em Kelp Talking text line open, 757-497-1310. Your thoughts, Super Bowl week coming up. Some of the storylines you're going to be taking a harder look at. One thing I did put up on the YouTube stream this morning at Cova Sports TV. Throughout the week, I'm just going to start throwing out their prop bets that I'm interested in, right? Prop bets. I talked about the kicker.
They're always very fun.
This morning. Did you ever get the ESPN Bet app up? You can't find it this morning?
No, you cannot find it. I literally looked through everything.
Well, another prop bet that I put up this morning, Hollywood Brown, first down of the game is a plus 1,100.
Oh.
And if you know anything about Andy Reid, he likes to get his wideouts involved early.
Yes, he does.
In these football games. So if you chime in, check us out on the YouTube stream at Cova Sports TV. I will, throughout the week, just kind of randomly throw in some prop bets that I'm going to be eyeing for the big game coming up this week. All right, look, this segment of the Morning Drive is brought to you by the brand new Bagel Baker Deli. That's right, it's open. It opens up at 8 a.m. this morning. Loman's Plaza, right there off Virginia Beach Boulevard, just steps away from Town Center. You could order it for pickup. You could order it for delivery. They've got full breakfast now, Suave. I'm talking about French toast, omelets, lox. You name it, they got it. You want some lunch? How about some oversized sandwiches like a BLT, a corned beef, a pastrami, and so much more. For a list of items, check out the menu, bagelbaker.com/deli. Need to cater the big game coming up this weekend? They've got some catering sandwiches that you do not want to miss. Once again, a taste of New York right here in the 757. It's the all-new Bagel Baker Deli. Straight ahead, we open up Suave's entertainment page. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This morning, there is a lift scheduled for the James River Bridge later at 9 a.m. today. Otherwise, your morning commute is going smoothly. From Newport News to Norfolk, drive time is 32 minutes via Interstate 64 eastbound, and from Virginia Beach to Norfolk, your expected drive time is 21 minutes via Interstate 264 westbound. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Direct assistance to those in need, easing the hardships of families facing the fight of their lives. Join the cause and help make a difference. Support Panda's fight against cancer. Visit pandasfight.com and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Let's fight cancer together. Visit pandasfight.com.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Michael Vick, what would be a successful season?
Double the amount of wins that we had last year. You know, as I watched the film and I watched those young men, they competed hard last year. They put forth a lot of effort, but we all acknowledge it's a little bit more that could have been done. Those guys, they talking, you know, championship. And that's the way they supposed to think, and that's the way they supposed to talk.
Michael Vick.
Hear the Dan Patrick Show weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on Fox Sports 1310. You are listening to The Morning Drive on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM, and always free on the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app.
Great to be with you on a Tuesday morning, Hampton Roads, 645. The Morning Drive, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Tell them McCallum Talking text line is open. You want to chime in this morning, 757-497-1310. Start to get your thoughts on Super Bowl coming up this week. Also talk a little Commanders coming up, 8 o'clock hour. Man, I know Suave is excited. Our buddy Chris Russell will stop by. We'll talk Myles Garrett coming to D.C., what Josh Harris had to say yesterday. Some bad news, though, if you're an old school guy. Some bad news. We'll talk about that coming up in the 8 o'clock hour.
Teaser trailer, too.
Look, I'm laughing at just watching SportsCenter. And obviously, they're making a big deal about Luka's press conference today. What time is that presser today, J-Lo? Can we check that out?
Check that out.
Yeah, can we effort that, please? And they show a video that Max Christie and Anthony Davis made. And I believe it's straight from the private jet. And they're just talking about how excited they are to be joining the organization. They're going to win some games, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And you're just like, oh, boy. Yeah, you almost feel for these two, right?
Yeah,
like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about Anthony Davis. Nobody in that Dallas organization outside of the building could give a rip about Anthony Davis, 31 years of age, coming in at 25.7 points per game. They don't care. Their franchise, you just got rid of your franchise guy. That would be like the Bills getting rid of Josh Allen. Seriously. Could you imagine Buffalo, New York, waking up and they're saying, hey, look, we got rid of Josh Allen because he's up for an extension this summer. And you know what? Can't really pay him. And
So
by the
who will be
way,
your Anthony Davis then?
Huh?
Who will be your Anthony Davis?
I don't know. Who would be Anthony Davis? It's got to be somebody who's.
I know what Hank thinks it is.
It's not going to be Lamar Jackson.
It will be Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, no.
No.
Okay.
I mean, look, Anthony, he's only 31.
He's on 30. Okay.
I mean, he acts like he's 50 sometimes because he's hurt every other game.
His street clothes.
Maybe like a Baker Mayfield?
No. Who would be the equivalent,
that's
right, of
Anthony Davis.
Of an Anthony Davis in the NFL.
A lot of
right?
people are saying Dak.
He's got to be. Look, I mean, I hate to say it, Dak is pretty close to a good comparison on that. Right?
Yeah.
So it would be Josh Allen for Dak Prescott. I would lose my mind. Absolutely
I
lose
think the Bills fans do a little more
my
than
mind.
Do a party.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Look,
stuff.
he heard it.
Yeah. Hey, the comment box on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Good morning, the Warpath.
Yeah.
Gotta say morning to our boy Warpath.
Warpath.
Chimed in this morning.
That's the teaser trailer right there. That's the teaser.
What's the teaser?
There's
Talking
another
about
person.
That name?
Yeah.
That other name?
That other name.
That guy.
I will say this, though. Hank is trying to convince me on the YouTube stream, and he will never convince me that you can't, can't tell the story about college basketball without speaking on Leonard Hamilton. Yes, you can. I don't know what you think you're getting with Leonard Hamilton. I mean, phenomenal coach, don't get me wrong. But if you're talking about college basketball, he's probably not even top 15, top 20. J-Lo, I ask you, Tony Bennett or Leonard Hamilton?
I would take Tony Bennett in a heartbeat, to be
Because
honest.
he won a national championship.
Yes.
Leonard Hamilton is not. Leonard Hamilton probably has more wins than Tony Bennett, only because he was around longer. But look, Hamilton, Tony B, the first. Look, Hank is just stuck on Tony Bennett being the first seed to lose a 16. Nepotism, DEI, Tony, race plays a factor. Got to get Hamilton in there along with Nolan Richardson. There are a few. John Chaney, also Ed Cooley, too. Forget about Ed Cooley. Why everybody loves Ed Cooley, I have no idea. In college basketball, I really don't. I loved John Chaney when he was at Temple, and I loved Nolan Richardson when he was at Arkansas. In fact, I want to say Nolan Richardson is better known for playing on that, what was it, the first all-starting 5 African-American team there, Suave, right? Was it Texas Southern? Back in the day against Kentucky?
Checking it for you right now.
I believe so. Great movie. I forget the name of the movie that portrayed it, but Nolan Richardson was one of the starting guards on, I believe it was Texas Southern, now UTEP, they're called, I believe. You may want to fact check me.
It says that Nolan Richardson played college basketball at Eastern Arizona Junior College during the 59-60 season.
And then?
He then returned home to play with Texas Western College.
That's it, Texas Western.
Now
I'm
University
sorry.
of Texas at El Paso.
There it is, Texas Western, not Texas Southern. Hank chimes in, Josh for Dak. No, thank you. I'm not taking that.
I told you.
Hey, do you want me to tell you what Warpath said? Cooper Kupp. We'll talk Cooper Kupp coming up because that would be an interesting pickup for the Commanders. I think it would be tremendous.
Absolutely.
I think it would be absolutely tremendous. It's another high-character veteran to bring into the Commanders' locker room. But the problem is, Suave, what is he giving you? Like, what is he giving you production-wise? This is another guy that's been often injured over the last couple of years. Now, if you're talking about the MVP type of season from a couple of years ago, I got you. But boy, can he block, too.
Yes.
I mean, he does all the little things. You need a dude that stretches that field.
Yes.
Cooper Kupp is not that guy.
And this is the thing about but the thing about it is, man, you got Cooper Kupp. There's T. Higgins. Then there's DK. It's like all these receivers. Like, where do we
get at least
go?
one of them.
Yeah.
Where do we go from this? And the fact of the matter is, I think Cooper just lost his job because Puka's been killing it. So when they told him that they're gonna trade him, they were like, you won MVP a couple years ago, but we like Puka now.
Yeah. Warpath says, good morning, fellas. Hank, I don't want to jump back onto my Cowboys fanboy immediately with Josh Allen. I bet you would. Also, Hank mentions correct. Pat Riley was on that Kentucky team that lost to Texas Western way back when. And Cooper Kupp says he is the equivalent of Anthony Davis. No way in hell.
No,
Come on.
no, stop it.
What are we doing?
Stop it.
What are we doing? No. All right, 6:49. Time to open up the Suave Entertainment page, please.
Want to know what's happening outside of sports? Here's what's trending in entertainment with Suave.
Like a beehive this morning?
No, we already talked about her yesterday. Congratulations on her award. Wow. But what we talk about, Johnny, this Super Bowl.
What's up?
This is one of the best parts about being in a Super Bowl game. Now, that game, yes, but it's the commercials. And how people paying so much money for their trailers to be run. I mean, you start seeing all these movies come out, TV shows come out, and you start getting excited. Well, they already started. So, the final season of Cobra Kai has been announced, and it's coming out this month. We're talking February. And the beauty part about this, y'all, they got the trailer. So we're going to just play a minute of it. And this trailer just details everything that's been happening from the old school movie to the new Netflix. And they're putting it all together. And it's going to end where it all started. Let's go ahead and listen to the trailer for our listening artists and view it for our watching audience. Cobra Kai.
In the beginning, we were enemies.
Finish him!
And through the years,
You want to finish this?
we've had our battles.
Bring it on.
All of us.
Come on! This isn't a tournament. There are no rules.
But that's only made us stronger. I guess it was inevitable. We'd end up on the same side.
And no matter the alliances we've made,
One purpose. We're the friends who have had our backs. One team.
our enemies are still out there.
What would life be without a few surprises?
We need to face those enemies and take them down once and for all.
To accomplish that as one, we need to go back to where it all began.
Oh, we're going back to the All Valley.
Yes, we are.
We're going to sweep that leg.
Yes.
Sweep the leg, Suave.
And going back to the Crane Kids, Johnny D. Going back to the... Oh, no, can you do a Crane Kid, Johnny D?
Can I do a crane kick?
A crane kick.
Absolutely, I can.
Let's see it right now.
No, I can't. I'm not doing it in the studio. I got to stretch. I got to stretch. Can I do it during the break?
Oh, yes.
If we can record it,
yes.
Yeah, we record it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
We'll do that.
We get Johnny D to do this crane kick. Yeah. So
now remember, you do still have some FC kids you got to coach later today, John.
Yeah. Now while he stretches, hope he don't pull a muscle. Let's go ahead to the next one's house of trend and entertainment. We were talking about the Grammys, right? Let me tell y'all something, y'all. A legend should never get disrespected. And this will happen at the Grammys. I'm talking about Babyface. So what happened is they do the little red carpet, how to interview people. So Babyface came for an interview. But a Grammy reporter just saw interviewing Babyface and just basically just cut him right off to get to somebody else. So J-Lo, let's go ahead and play a little snippet of Babyface getting cut off at the interview. Let's take a listen to this.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Hello. How's it going, Chapel? Hello. Good. How are you? Oh my gosh.
Babyface.
Yeah, you see that, right?
I got to be honest. That was awesome. I mean, that was awesome, right? I mean, she did not even try to hide it.
I know.
Yeah, no.
What would have been better was her just saying, "Hey, get the hell out of here. I want to interview her."
I mean, That was just wrong, Johnny D.
I don't think it's wrong.
This is a 13-time Grammy winner, and the fact that when it happened, people from Cardi B to people on online were saying that this was disrespectful. She should be ashamed of herself. Like, how do you do that? Which caused her to come out to apologize. But like I said, that hit the media market like heavy. How you just disrespected.
Well, not only that, but people got to understand she's got a producer in her ear. Right? She's got a producer in her ear going, so-and-so's over there. Go get so-and-so. Go get so-and-so. So it seemed like the one girl wasn't even paying attention to the interview. Not at all.
She was like leaning to the side.
That was great. That was great. That might have made my morning. Absolutely.
And final, before we go to our break, there's another movie that's coming back after a decade. And it's one of the movies that made some of us not want to drive behind a log truck on the interstate. And I'm talking about Final Destination.
Who wants to drive behind a log truck anyway?
I'm going to tell you something. I'll never forget, before that movie happened, people used to drive. After, I think it was part 2, and the log truck caused a whole big accident. I remember like it was yesterday, people saying, a log truck in front of me, I'm moving to the left lane. I remember people on social media saying, oh, you're not getting me this time, and moving to the right lane. So after that movie, I remember that was hit everywhere. And Final Destination is coming back. It's happening in May, and it will be their next installment. After a decade, there's another Final Destination. For all you Final Destination horror films, it's coming back this May. And that, once again, is what's happening in entertainment.
All right. By the way, did you check out a little Raw on Netflix last night, Suave?
Yes,
Check that out last night?
Yes, I did. And I do want to give a shout out to Jey Uso for what he did. Like, that one fake, y'all. I know wrestling is scripted and all that other stuff. That one fake, him winning that Royal Rumble, his emotion, because literally, no one really thought that, he's popular, but no one really thought he was going to win.
It's just awesome that he has his own character now. He was for so long associated with the Usos and Roman. It's just awesome for him to be himself. Like, he's such a good character on his own.
Yes.
Well, how about Kofi Kingston, right? If that's his name.
Yes.
Last night. Did you see the comment last night, Suave?
Yeah.
We can't wait to get out of Cleveland just like Myles Garrett.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why you love wrestling. They make comments like that.
No.
They don't care.
And that's why it's so great.
Well,
that's why.
also, and I hate to mention this, I would say 95% of the audience had no idea who he was talking about.
I think some of them did.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. No, I don't think so. I think your audience for the Raw on Netflix is a little bit different than what we're going to see on Sunday afternoon, there, J-Lo. 6:59, hour one in the books. Straight ahead. Yes, he is back. The scroll of Cowboy Hank. Also, Suave's dream is over. We'll discuss. It's the Morning Drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. A nice mix of mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today. High temperatures in the mid-60s and a bit breezy. Winds turning from west to north at around 10 to 15. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the mid-30s. Much colder tomorrow. High temperatures only in the low 40s on Wednesday. We'll see a mix of clouds with some showers moving in during the afternoon. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Have a great day.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why there's CHKD Sports Medicine. Advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. They're looking for an actual personal relationship. And that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Buckle up. It's time for your morning drive time headlines with Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning. It is 7 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports Update. Big matchup in the NBA. The Knicks beat the Rockets 124-118. Jalen Brunson went wild for 42 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Good night in the state of Virginia for basketball, starting with Norfolk State. The Spartans trailed by 10 in the second half, came back, and Brian Moore Jr. hit a near half-court shot at the buzzer to win it 81-78 over North Carolina Central. The Spartans remain in first place in the MEAC. UVA got a nice win in the ACC over Pitt, 73-57. Day Ames posted a career high, 27 points for the Hoos. William & Mary picked up a huge win in CAA play, beating Charleston 90-75 with over 1,000 students in attendance. The win ties William & Mary with UNC Wilmington for second place in the CAA. Major League Baseball on Monday has fired umpire Pat Hoberg for sharing legal sports betting accounts with a friend who bet on baseball and for intentionally deleting messages key to the investigation into conduct. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cobra Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cobra Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. With Suave, myself, and Johnny D, let's get to it.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, the official home of the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, along with Suave and J-Lo. Here's your host, Johnny D.
Yeah, hey, Hampton Roads. Great to be with you. 7:02 on your Tuesday, the Morning Drive. Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. We'll reset the Pacer Payroll poll questions for hour number 2 of the program. Also, the Tell McKellen Talking text line is open, 757-497-1310. Want to get your thoughts as we get closer and closer to the big game coming up on Sunday. A reminder, Scott Jackson, 8:45 this morning, live from New Orleans. He is our boots on the ground. He'll join us. A little bit of a scene setter as we get ready for Eagles-Chiefs coming up this weekend. There it is, Luka Doncic to be introduced today at noon, noon Eastern time. And you notice he got off the plane wearing what, Suave? What was he wearing getting off the plane yesterday?
Look like a hoodie.
Darker colors. Why?
Because
Why is he wearing
slimmer?
darker colors? Because darker colors make you look slimmer. See, I'm just telling you what my sources have been telling me.
Is it that or is it prior experience?
It is also prior experience. I mentioned that I'm a little bit big boned. I'm not afraid to admit it. And when I'm not feeling good about myself, I tend to go a little bit darker colors. What did we say? Vertical lines, right?
Vertical lines, yeah.
I try to go vertical lines. And I have made the recommendation that Luka Doncic should go with a single 7 instead of a double 7 because it will make him look slimmer. So interesting. That'll be coming up at noon today. All right, at 7:25 this morning, we'll start to break down some of the top storylines that we should be following as we get closer to the game coming up on Sunday. Also talk a little college hoops. A friend of the program, Dave Macedo, will drop by at 7:45. And coming up here in a couple of minutes, the scroll of the one and only Cowboy fan, Hank. We will get to that. The Warpath has chimed in on the YouTube stream this morning. You got a comment? Put it in the chat box. We'll talk about it on the air at Cove Sports TV. On the Warpath says, that ump went to the Pete Rose School of Sports Wagering. Tell me a little bit more about this. So I looked at the headline very quickly, and what I gathered was didn't bet on any games.
Yeah. So he's linked to a couple of accounts with his friend, and he's used those accounts allegedly, but he never bet on baseball is what he's saying.
I've heard that before.
I was gonna say we've heard that, but also the really crappy thing that comes out of this situation is he was one of the best umpire. Do you know that Twitter or X account that does the umpire accuracies after some big games?
No, I'll take your word for it. Though.
Yeah. He had such
Fantastic.
good reports. He had a 100% accuracy one game. He's unbelievable, and now we lose another good umpire.
Now we lose another good umpire, and that's why sooner rather than later we're going to be going to robots. Robots will be calling balls and strikes within the next 3 years.
I'm really not thinking they're not going to go to a full game ABS though. That's what they've kind of said. They're going to go with that challenge system, like they've done in Harbor Park.
What will we get first? Robots calling balls and strikes, or a chip in the football?
Robot.
No, I think they're gonna, after this situation with the Bills, they're gonna put a chip in the football very soon.
By the way, Chris Fulbright chimed in this morning on YouTube. Morning, Chris. Isn't number 7 retired for the Lakers, Jerry West? We could fact check that.
I thought he was 44.
I thought it was 44.
But maybe
well.
he was both.
The logo? Check that out.
Yeah.
That's another thing that bothers me in sports. Like, pick a number and retire it. Like, why does a dude got to have 17 different numbers retired? How many numbers Jordan got retired? 2?
3,
something like that? What? Why? What are we doing here? But check that out. Morning, Chris. We appreciate you taking part of the program today. That may be true. I'm not sure of it. My point was he will be going with a single digit. Whatever single digit at LA is not taken right now, I think Luka Doncic should roll forward with. Can we effort that very quickly before the scroll here, J-Lo, and find out what are the retired numbers for the LA Lakers? Do you have that in front of you?
Pulling it up right now.
All right, so the retired numbers for the LA Lakers.
I already know it's going to be 8, 24.
Yeah, like Kobe. Kobe's 2, right? Yeah.
Then you're probably have 32 for Shaq, or 33, I think it is, for Shaq. Probably going to have Wilt. So here we go right here.
We got it right here.
Okay.
So it's 8 and 24, obviously. Number 13 for Wilt Chamberlain. 16 for Pau Gasol. 22 for Elgin Baylor. 25 for Gail Goodrich. 32 for Magic Johnson. 33 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 34 Shaq. 42 James Worthy. 44 Jerry West. So yeah, number 7 isn't retired.
Yeah.
Number 52 Jamal Wilkes. And number 99 George McCann.
That would be George Mikan.
Sorry.
Okay, George Mikan, who could afford to wear 99. He was a bigger fellow, but he was a little bit on the thinner side, so he could get away with it.
He would be perfect now.
He would be perfect.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect now. Jamal Wilkes got a little bit big bone later in life, so 52 would not work for him. But the logo was 44. See, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
I'm telling you, he will be introduced today. My sources are telling me he will go single digit. He will not go 77. He will go single digit, all right? But morning, Chris. We appreciate you taking part. Tone Hollywood chimes in as well. Laker Nation. I guess we now all of a sudden got a lot of Laker fans.
Really?
Got a lot of Laker fans this morning, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Tone chimes in. Laker Nation. Laker fans all over the place. 7:08. It is the most sought-after segment in all of sports talk radio. I guess it is. According to our research, it is. People are asking for it on social media. They need it every single morning, J-Lo. It is time for the Scroll of Hank.
3, 2, 1. Time to open the scroll.
He is back by popular demand. We have gotten to the point, Suave, we're on social media. He's now previewing what is coming up with the Scroll of Hank. Ladies and gentlemen, he is our favorite Cowboy fan, the one and only Scroll of Hank. Good morning, Hank.
Good morning, gentlemen. Well, somebody called me out yesterday for being unprepared, so slightly prepared.
Slightly prepared. Thank you.
Yeah, a little more prepared. Look, I saw where De'Aaron Fox basically told everybody where he wanted to be traded, so that's where they traded him. I don't like that. So does that mean Jimmy Butler's basically earmarked to go to the Suns, since that's where he wants to go?
Well, let me ask you this. Did De'Aaron Fox have a no-trade clause?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you something. If you do, I don't care. Then stay here. I told y'all I'm petty. I will be petty about this mess.
So you're Pat Riley. You're the cowboy version of Pat Riley, similar to what he's doing with Jimmy Butler. Like, hey, look, I'm just going to sit your ass on the bench.
Yeah.
And you can deal
100%.
with it. Okay.
100%. That'd be exactly how I'd handle it. I tell you what, we found a great deal with Utah. We found, man, we had a great deal with Washington. We'll trade you to the Wizards. Well, I don't want that. Okay, well, then sit. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want you in Phoenix. You know, that would be exactly that. And that lines me right up with what I wanted to talk about Nick Sirianni. We should all be fans of Nick Sirianni, because how many times have you said, man, I could coach that team. It's just basketball. You just roll the ball out on the floor and let the players take over. That's kind of how maybe some of us feel about football. And Nick Sirianni proves it, because they always tell you he doesn't call the offense. He doesn't call the defense. All he does basically is manage and control. You know, he lines himself up with good coaches, and I guess they handle the business, and he just gets all the credit. So I'm a Sirianni fan. He's every man. Every man can coach his team.
So Nick Sirianni is every man. You know me. I got a budding bromance going with Nick, so.
Look at him, though. I mean, he looks like a standard white guy. Let's call it that. Let's just call it that. He looks like standard white guy. You know, he never played no high-level football. Look at him. Come on, man. Let's be real. He got locked into coaching. He got locked into, being able to tell people what to do and all that stuff. And somehow,
he was that school bully growing up.
Somehow, like Wahoo Jack found his way to the head coaching position of the Eagles. So that's exactly what he did. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, for real, what does he bring to the team? Because this stuff has been brought up on multiple occasions by many people smarter than me. And they're like, what does he do? He's out there arguing with the fans.
Look, I got a little bit of a budding romance because Sirianni's a New York boy. Right, I believe he grew up in Jamestown, New York, if I'm not mistaken. I think he played a little Division III football, which don't sleep on Division III guys, because they're not only smart, but they grind. I mean, you got to grind. Seriously, you got to grind. And began his coaching, I think, with Mount Union, which is a spectacular program.
Power. They're a power.
And I think he played a little bit of that indoor football league. So, look, I think Sirianni. I was a little bit down on Sirianni when they were 2-2. I thought it was a little bit of a punk move to bring your kids to a press conference to deflect. But they love him. They love him up in Philadelphia. He's a Philadelphia type of guy, so we'll see.
Yeah. But again, just think about it. That's exactly how I would probably be as a coach. I'd probably be out there yelling at the fans, too, go, you wish you had my position.
Oh, my God.
I would be just like that.
I can see Coach Armstrong right now.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to tell you what.
The fans.
I already told y'all, man, I had my 6, 7, and 8-year-old parents call a meeting with me within 3 practices because we weren't doing anything but playing catch, right? I had them out there for 45 minutes. It's a 6, 7, and 8-year-old team. Can't none of them do anything, dude. So here's the parents at the meeting. They're like, we haven't practiced any hitting yet. So I told y'all, it's like, well, can little Johnny hit? Oh, yeah. Can little Jack hit? Oh, yeah. Can little Suave hit? Oh, yeah. Well, can't none of them catch or throw, so that's what we're practicing now.
Did any of the parents fact-check your resume prior to you coaching?
Well, there won't no resume, bro. This is Little League. This is church Little League.
Still, you got to do a background check, don't you?
Well, I mean, I told them I played baseball in school, but, who cares? Everybody played baseball in school.
And they were cool with the Cats?
Huh?
They were cool with the Cats,
I had to establish my position with the Cats at that point. This is about 20 years ago when this happened. But, yeah, hey, look, we won a championship. We only lost 3 games, and one of them went out of town for work.
Is that his Twitter bio?
Look, he's putting the resume out for his Little League coaching. That's what we're doing right now.
I don't coach anymore, man. Wait a minute, y'all brought it up.
He'll be the next head coach once Coach Ronnie's fired over there at ODU.
You think so?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Two different
I could
sports.
do as good a job.
Oh, will
I
you
would be hired.
stop?
Look, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something about Coach Ronnie, okay? When they hire people, I mean, honestly, if you're a player in high school, would you want that dude to be your coach? I wouldn't. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I see the people he hires. I can't believe he's still the coach at ODU. Honestly, I just don't get it. And look, I don't want to get anybody fired. That's not the way I roll. But, man, y'all got – I want to say ODU needs to go a little bit more ethnic in their hires for the football team because 757 has got great athletes, and none of them go to ODU. And, look, ODU basketball, stop crying about Virginia and Virginia Tech playing, y'all, when you're scared to go across the street to Eccles and play Norfolk State. Wow. Stop whining about UVA.
Shots fired.
Yes,
Norfolk State and ODU should play men's and women's basketball home and home every year.
Talk that talk, Hank. Talk
it. So I'm tired of all this little dodging and ODU big up in Norfolk State. I noticed y'all jumped on my big up. I like it because, I mean, that's how I feel about it. ODU stop big up in Norfolk State and sign that contract. Coach Jones, you want everybody to follow you. You want everybody on board. Let's start getting some temples in here. Let's start getting some names. Let's get a Wichita State home and home. I don't know. Reach out to Gonzaga. Y'all, we were there. You know, Gonzaga started off on the same level.
Gonzaga is not coming to Norfolk State. What's wrong with
then
you?
let's go there. Let's go there. I don't care.
I do wish there was more of this local home and home. Like, so Norfolk State plays ODU every year. ODU plays VCU every year, and vice versa for all of these locals. It does need to happen.
Yeah, but both of you've got to understand, it doesn't benefit UVA, Virginia Tech.
But it's not even that. Even if it's just VCU and Norfolk State.
I'm talking about the mid-majors should all play each other. They should throw a game.
Yes.
Look, that's another thing. If ODU goes above 500 this year, a couple of years ago they had the Stiff brothers on there, and they didn't accept the CIT bid because they didn't want to pay. But they'll dump all that money into football, but they wouldn't pay for the CIT. And I'm telling y'all, one of the funnest times I had was going to those CIT games. ODU actually won it one year, and I've often argued. If they used to have the Great Alaska Shootout, and everybody wanted to be involved in it. Everybody wanted to win it. What's the difference in winning a preseason tournament as winning one of these postseason tournaments? If you get invited, you need to pay that money. You need to play that tournament for this coach. If you're as involved in basketball.
Well, Hank, and we've talked about it, man. Nobody really cares about the CIT. If you pay for it, you're just getting added time with the kids. That's all you're doing from a coach. Seriously. A coach is getting more practice time under the NCAA guidelines when you're doing it. That's all.
That's okay, though. I mean, I don't care if I go in there and my resume says we got into a postseason tournament. I don't have to say what it is. I feel like, look, remember, I'm Coach Sirianni. Just come on in here, man. We took Saquon last year. Jalen Hurts is kind of kooky, but he's a winner. You know, that's another label. You know, he's a winner. We get on a good team and suddenly you're a winner.
Hank.
You know?
Oh, Hank. Unfortunately, Hank, the clock is against you right now.
That's all right.
And we got to let you go. All right. Do we got a poll question for Hank? Rattle off a couple of poll questions this morning, Suave, for Hank on the way out.
Sure thing, man. This is great.
Hank.
So, hey, Johnny D was talking about gumbo. You haven't tried it. Have you tried some gumbos, Hank?
I have tried gumbo. I used to have relatives that lived in Slidell, which is just outside New Orleans. So, yeah, gumbo's fantastic. You know what? It's like any other soup. If you put in what you like, you're going to like it. You get what I mean? Just throwing some okra and, you know, just some stuff. You know, they're throwing all kinds of stuff in gumbo when it comes down to it. It just depends on your taste. So, yeah, I love gumbo.
All right. And then the next one, Johnny D was talking about kickers winning the MVP. So he asked, would the NFL Pro Bowl be more relevant if a kicker was to win the MVP of the Super Bowl?
I mean, it'd be the MVP of the Super Bowl at that point, right? If your punter wins the MVP, like Johnny D said, 3-0, it's 3-0 the final, and I down 7 punts inside the 10. It's interesting you bring that up because nothing makes me madder than when my punter at the 46-yard line just boots the ball directly into the end zone. I would fine him every single time that junk happens. I'd rather you kick it to the 15 and make it fair catch him than to you know, and when they kick it and it lands in the end zone, at least give me a chance to down it. I know it's going to hurt your average, but it'll help the team if you could kick it to the 8.
All right, Hank. Hey, Hank, move it along, man. This ain't Q&A. Just answer the question.
Leonard Hamilton is a Hall of Famer. The guy belongs. He belongs. Didn't he coach Florida State, Oklahoma State?
Leonard Hamilton, stop. Just stop.
I think he does, man.
I think he coached the Wizards too, did he not?
Well,
the Bullets of the
Wizards? Not for college. He's better than
First off, so you're talking about the College Hall of Fame? They just have the Basketball Hall of Fame. All right, I'm talking about the Basketball Hall of Fame. Leonard Hamilton is not. I know you would. You put everybody in. You don't care.
I'm all inclusive.
You're all inclusive. Yeah, that's you.
I like everybody.
Yeah, you love everybody.
Except for the steroid guys. They never get in. They get in with Pete Rose. All right, let me get out of here.
There it is. Thank you again. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do it each and every morning at this time. It is the scroll of Cowboy Hank. All right, good stuff right there. Hey, reminder that this segment of the Morning Drive is brought to you by the fine folks of
MillersHomeComfort.com.
That's right, boys. Locally owned since 1978. 40 years of serving the comfort needs of Hampton Roads. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. One place to go is
MillersHomeComfort.com.
Straight ahead, Josh Harris has ruined Suave's day. We'll get into it. Also, the storylines that we're going to be paying attention to with the Super Bowl coming up this week. Your texts, your tweets, chime in on the YouTube stream at Cova Sports TV. It is the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This morning, there is a lift for the James River Bridge scheduled soon at 9 a.m. Otherwise, today's morning commute currently is going smoothly. From Newport News to Norfolk, expected drive time is 32 minutes via Interstate 64 eastbound. And from Chesapeake to downtown, your drive time is 10 minutes, taking Interstate 464 northbound. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
Make hiring easier with the Workforce Experts.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Necklaces, bracelets, you name it. Score big and show your love for them at the Long Jewelers clearance sale.
If you're looking for diamonds, you belong at Long Jewelers.
This is The Herd.
Wow.
With Colin Cowherd.
Well, the Lakers had recently called up Bronny. Let's just be totally honest about this. He's a 6'2 guard that can't shoot in a league where 7'4 guys can. He's not an NBA player. He was not a great high school player. He was a good high school player. He wasn't a good college player. He was a college player. And he's not an NBA player.
This is The Herd. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Fox Sports 1310. the new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and J-Lo, on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Cova Sports TV.
7:25. A reminder: the Tidewater Job Fair, presented by MillersHomeComfort.com and Chesapeake Regional Healthcare, Tuesday, February 25th. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Chesapeake Conference Center. On-site interviews with dozens of local area businesses. For more information, head over to the TidewaterJobFair.com. All right, the Tell 'em Kelm Talk and Text line is open at 757-497-1310. Love to get your thoughts. Top storylines we should be monitoring as we get closer and closer to the Super Bowl. I got a couple of texts that I want to read. You got a comment? Put it into the chat box on YouTube. We'll read it over the air at Cova Sports TV. On the Warpath has chimed in about Nick Sirianni this morning. I don't believe I could say that first word, but he did fact check us that, yes, Sirianni played at D3 Power Mount Union. Yes, he did. But I don't know if I could even put that on a poll, Warpath, on what you're calling Nick Sirianni. So we may have to just kind of move on to your next comment. But we appreciate you chiming in.
Don't worry, he's not the only one who thinks that, too.
What's that?
He's not the only one who thinks that. Yeah. That's all.
Not at all.
Not
at all. Every Commander fan does. Speaking of the Commanders, Josh Harris addressed the media yesterday up at D.C. And we'll talk to our buddy Chris Russell coming up at 8:30 this morning. But do you have that audio ready there, J-Lo, if you don't mind?
Which one?
That would be Josh Harris.
I do.
All right, so Josh Harris yesterday afternoon addressing the media and right out of the gate kind of crushed Suave's dreams. Take a listen.
Around just to stay? Is that safe to say
Yeah.
from your standpoint?
Yes. And we're actually, I think it's now being embraced by our team, by our culture, by our coaching staff. And so, we're going with that.
We're going with it. And what he's going with, that's a hell of a transition there. What he's going with is the name Suave. Redskins will not be returning. The culture, the community is embracing the Commander's name. Do you agree or disagree with Josh Harris?
They're never going to agree with it, but it's like they're winning, so who cares? Honestly, I was out there. When I seen the interview, I said, okay, it is what it is. Then I started looking at social media. Oh, my goodness. The floodgates were open with people. I see a few people saying, hey, there you go. It ain't coming back. But then I see a lot of people saying that this is wrong. It need to come back. And then I see people saying that, well, they should still change the name because nobody likes Commanders. To be really with everyone here, the only reason we really like the Commanders name, it's because of the guy who did that song.
Yeah,
that's it.
It really is.
If it weren't for the song, it's still a horrible name. It's like a preschool made that name.
But also, when you have the season that we just had under the name, it's kind of if the name was changed. Let's say the name went back to the Redskins. 20 years from now, we're gonna think back. Man, remember when they were the Commanders and they had that magical rookie season with Jaden Daniels? They kind of left their legacy with the name.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Harris shut it down. I know the social media is going wild about it. I know there's still the old school guy that wants it back. It ain't coming back. We mentioned this. He mentioned this about a year or so ago. Unless he's going to be getting a lot of money out of it, it's not coming back. It's not coming back. I think what really needed to be discussed yesterday with Josh Harris, and I don't know if it was brought up. We'll ask Chris coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Did you see Chip Kelly's average deal with Vegas as the OC? Is $6 million plus. Do you know that's more than what Dan Quinn is reportedly making at $4.5 million a year?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let me repeat that.
Please.
All right. Chip Kelly was lured to Vegas with a deal averaging $6 million per year, according to sources. Insane pay, if you're thinking about it. Dan Quinn is reportedly making $4.5 million per year. That, according to Commanders football on the X this morning. Was that addressed yesterday there, Suave? Does that bother you as a Commander guy?
Not really.
No? You don't care?
No, because honestly, he's doing his job. You win for us and then get players in. That's the only thing I care about. It's winning. That's all it is. Money gonna come. We're still the third richest team in the NFL. We'll come to cap space. So right now we good. Right now he's doing his job. He's proving he's a good coach. Now let's go get these players. Let's go get them.
Hey, this segment of the Morning Drive is represented by the personal injury law firm of Williams Deloche. You know what to do after a serious injury. More important, what to avoid. If you are injured in an accident or suffer any type of personal injury, my first call, your first call should be to Williams Deloche. Call them today, 757-547-5555. That's 757-547-5555. Visit them online at wd-law.com. Also, a reminder to check out their Facebook page there, J-Lo, for your chance to win a Valentine's Day prize pack. F-R-E-E.
I like that word.
Doesn't get any better than that. So check them out, wd-law.com. All right, storylines this week, boys. There are a lot of them. I want to pick the top three. All right, I want to go over some that a lot of people are talking about, and I want to get from you guys what your top three are storylines this week, okay? Because there's no shortage of them. There's about 7 or 8 that I've kind of bookmarked that I think are pretty big, right? So I'm just going to rattle through them, and then at the end of it, you tell me your 3 each, okay? Do we have the instructions?
Absolutely.
And also, we had somebody chime in this morning. David chimes in this morning. There will always be the Redskins. Obviously, David is over the age of 50 years old. That's all I'm going to say. There will always be the Red. There ain't a dude out there who's 25 going, yeah, let's keep that Redskin name. Right? Think about that. What is that equivalent to, Suave? Losing a lot of football and an owner that you did not like. If you're 25 years old.
Okay, yeah.
If you're 50, you've experienced Riggo and Monk, right? And Joe Gibbs and
Doug Williams.
And Rippon and Jay Schrader. Oh, okay.
No,
Maybe
too
not.
much. Way too far.
Too much?
Yeah, a little bit.
Too much on that?
I mean, honestly, if you're 25, you experience Sean Taylor. Yeah, I mean, if you're 20, okay, let's say. Let's say you're born in
still call them
2000.
the Redskins.
Yeah, you're born in 2000 for 25.
I never experienced good football with them, but it's just, I don't know, the name, the uniforms, everything, the logo. That's what I grew up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Storylines this week. Yeah, storylines this week. Let's transition. New Orleans this week. All right. Number one, obviously, the NFL being in New Orleans. I believe the Super Bowl arrives for the 11th time, and a lot of people are talking about Tom Brady being a major storyline this week. The Fox superstar is going to be calling the game. The second one, Goodell's State of the League address was a big topic of conversation that will be throughout the week, talking about international play. We'll get into that, a potential 18-game season, the state of officiating, where he kind of laughed off that the officials are on the side of the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't laugh. We know it's true.
We know it's true.
Don't laugh. Okay. Rematch. Second time around, Eagles-Chiefs. Of course, they met back a couple of years ago. Jalen Hurts, the last time they met, passed for over 300 yards.
Yep.
Rushed for 70 yards, 3 more touchdowns, but the Chiefs won at 38-35. So a lot of talk about that rematch, right? Also, a little bit about Andy Reid as he continues to chase Bill Belichick. Where does that put him on the all-time great list? Talking about the three-peat, obviously, is a big storyline. What about Saquon Barkley? The banner year for Saquon Barkley was gone from the bottom.
Yeah.
As bad as it gets with the New York Giants, and now an opportunity to win a Super Bowl after a historic year of rushing for over 2,000 yards, 13 TDs. That's another storyline this week. A little bit of validation for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, right, for going for their Super Bowl. We mentioned the Chiefs' pursuit, the officiating still under the microscope. So a lot of storylines. Could have been Travis Kelce's last Super Bowl. Also going to be talking a lot about the D tackles, right? Chris Jones, Jalen Carter is another storyline right there. So let me start with you, Suave. Out of all the storylines this week down in New Orleans, right? Also got to bring up, it's going to be a nice little chess match between Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo.
Two of the best to do in the
Right.
league.
And is Steve Spagnuolo the greatest DC of all time if he wins another one, which would give him, I think, 5 if he wins. I think he's got 4 right now.
And I think he won one with the Giants, didn't he?
Well, he won 3 with the Chiefs, right?
Uh-huh.
3 with the Chiefs, 1 with the Giants. So he's got 4. You could fact check me on that if you want, but I believe. So that's another huge storyline, right? The DCs, Vic Fangio coming over, his success in Denver versus Patrick Mahomes, now with Philadelphia, right? Where does it put Jalen Hurts historically? If he wins a Super Bowl, do you consider him an elite? So I'll start with you, Suave. What are the top 3 storylines that you have kind of circled this week?
Obviously, I know it's probably petty, but number 1 is going to be the officiating.
Okay.
That's number 1 because we're going to see just how much they get involved with the Super Bowl. So that's number 1. Number 2, if Patrick Mahomes does win the Super Bowl, do you put him in talks with Tom Brady as the GOAT?
Uh-huh.
That means he will pass over Joe Montana. I know you hate to hear that. I know.
Here's the deal, though. I mean, Brady's got 7.
Yeah.
Mahomes would have what? 4?
Which is the same as Joe Montana.
Which we brought up last week. At this point in his career, would be ahead of Tom Brady. At this point of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard not to have him in the conversation. Really hard not to have him in the conversation, don't you think?
Yeah. And another one, of course, number 3 would definitely be Saquon Barkley. Probably the greatest turnaround story in recent memory. How a man was basically the team in New York, and they let him go. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they let him go for the world to see it, and the fact that if he wins the Super Bowl, was going to be played over and over and over again, is that general manager or the owner saying, if he go to Philadelphia, I'm not going to be able to sleep, and he wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That will be shown through all the offseason on repeat on SportsCenter if that happens. So my top 3 would be officiating, Patrick Mahomes being in the GOAT conversation, and Saquon Barkley winning the Super Bowl.
All right, J-Lo, I ask you the same questions. Your top 3 out of a lot of storylines this week in New Orleans.
Yeah, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to go with the three-peat situation.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs have the chance to be the first team to three-peat. That would officially, I mean, I think they already are a dynasty, but that would definitely submit their legacy to being an NFL dynasty. We've never seen anyone do that. They've been unbelievable, so I think that'll be very interesting. You guys mentioned the defense with Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo. I think that's a great matchup, but not only that, I'm so curious to know how the Eagles handle themselves offensively, because when they went to play the Commanders, we said all week, got to stop the run, got to stop Saquon Barkley. And the Eagles really did not. Now, Saquon had a great game, don't get me wrong, but they didn't utilize him like normal. They passed the ball so much. And if they decide to do that with the Kansas City Chiefs, how is Jalen Hurts going to handle it? How's the receiving corps? I'm sure the receiving corps will be fine. But Jalen Hurts, how's he going to perform under the lights in this kind of situation with the Eagles passing like that? So I'm very interested to see the play calling by the Eagles. If they're going to run the ball like they have all season, they're going to introduce the pass game like they did against Washington. I think that's going to be interesting. And then I'm going to piggyback off of what Suave said, the Saquon Barkley situation. Just the turnaround between him going from New York to Philly and being probably the best running back in the NFL, one of the best we've seen in history. Great story. How will he perform against the Chiefs in the big game? Those are my top 3.
All right, those are your top 3. For me, and I've got an alternate. I got my 3. Mahomes chasing Brady, I think it's a huge storyline that he can make a huge jump, right? So with a win, he'll tie Terry Bradshaw and Joe Montana for the second most Super Bowl victories by a quarterback with 4. Obviously, Brady leads with 7. That's a big one. The three-peat, right? The Chiefs and the dynasty. We talk about of late, obviously, the Patriots. They're the new Patriots.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is why I do not like them, because they continue to win. And Josh Allen's sitting at home watching them continue to win. All right, so that's a huge storyline for me this week is the Chiefs. I think Saquon Barkley to me is number 1. Because not only his story, but the fact that the running back situation was dead in the NFL a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we have a conversation, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, when the running backs were having conference calls with each other, talking about getting paid more and how the running back position is no longer existent in the NFL? That was only a couple of years ago we were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody got together on a Zoom call, right? I don't even know if Saquon was on that Zoom call. But they all got together and said, hey, what are we going to do about this? Now you're talking about Saquon Barkley being a major reason, if not the number one reason, why the Philadelphia Eagles are in this position.
Absolutely.
I mean, we talked about it in Baltimore with Derrick Henry. We talked about it in, Green Bay. You talked about it with Minnesota and Aaron Jones. Like, the running back position has returned in the NFL. So those are my three. I've got a runner-up. I do have a runner-up, but I sent some audio to you. I don't know if you got the audio. The latest audio that I think Fox hit another home run with their correspondence. And I'm not talking about Tom Brady. Did you get that audio that I sent you?
Jameis Winston?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Got it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I put up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a budding superstar off the field.
Yes.
He is just radio gold. He's content every time he opens his mouth. Here he is posing questions during the media availability yesterday, Jameis Winston.
You've been here before, man. You going for your fourth Super Bowl with this organization, man. What all of us really want to know here today, brother, is what's your favorite color?
Oh, man, Jameis, man, it's always a pleasure, man. Favorite color is always red, man.
Red? Do you be seeing red when you be sacking quarterbacks, man? Because you're not pleasant when you're in the backfield.
You know what? I see a red, man. I do see a red.
Okay, so when you push my right tackle in my lap, were you thinking about the sack or were you just trying to hurt my right tackle?
I was definitely thinking about the sack. Jay.
So there you go, man. So Jameis Winston having a little bit of fun. Fox has hired him to be a correspondent this week, where he played in New Orleans.
Yes.
Yep. Spectacular. Just absolutely spectacular.
He's a show.
It's coming.
National treasure.
I can almost guarantee you there, Suave. It's coming. No doubt about it. But if you get an opportunity, courtesy of Fox, check it out on we'll repost some of his stuff on our X at Drive Johnny D. Jameis Winston's been tremendous.
Yes.
Talking to Chris Jones there, and of course the standard, the stereotype question of what's your favorite color? Right? You got to ask that. What's your favorite color? I think we also had the audio. Do you have the audio? The question that was asked to Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
You got to play this audio. This question was asked. A legitimate question was asked to Jalen Hurts during his media availability yesterday.
Why does he call it tush push?
I don't call it that. You guys call it that.
Is it better to be a tush or pusher?
Again, you call it that. I call it the quarterback sneak. I keep it very standard.
So Jalen Hurts, not only was he asked the question of, could you be any more handsomer? Somebody asked him that question.
Wow.
They asked him about the tush push. Would you rather be the tusher or the pusher? Thinking about putting that up on the poll this morning.
Oh,
Suave. What do you think?
Sure, let's do it.
Put it up on the
Let's do
poll.
it.
Pacer Payroll poll question this morning added, with the tush push in Philadelphia, is it better to be the tusher or the pusher? Do you have a response, J-Lo? Is it better to be the tusher or the pusher?
Tread carefully.
How do I?
You got nothing.
You're the PR.
He's got
guy,
nothing.
Suave. You gotta tell
He's
me
got
how to
nothing.
dodge this.
He's
How do I
got
deflect this one,
nothing.
Suave?
What do you mean deflected? We got to go to the break.
Yeah,
that's how we deflect.
Yeah, we do have to go to the break in all seriousness.
All right, all seriousness, yes. This segment, by the way, the Morning Drive, presented by SOS, soldonsite.com, 757-460-1111, 757-460-1111. Does your home have you in distress? SOS will buy any property, any condition, cash offer within 24 hours, close within 7 days. Don't stress. Give a call to SOS. That's 757-460-1111 or visit them online at soldonsite.com. Right around the corner, what is trending on social media. Also talk a little college hoops. Our buddy, friend of the program, Dave Macedo, stops by. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is locked up on Interstate 64 eastbound between King Street and the HRBT this morning. And further on Interstate 64 eastbound, due to an accident now blocking the shoulder, there's stop-and-go traffic between Route 17 and the Military Highway. On Interstate 264 eastbound, there's a stall from Effingham Street to the Berkeley Bridge. Otherwise, today's morning commute is going smoothly. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
one expert.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Single team in the NFL has the same opportunity to replicate what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing.
Ben Maller. The Ben Maller Show from 2 to 6 a.m. on Fox Sports 1310. He's live and he's local. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310.
Welcome back. 7:47 on a Tuesday morning. Coming up at 8:05 this morning, what's trending with Suave. 8:30, Chris Russell, Team 980. We talk Commanders. His thoughts on Josh Harris' press conference yesterday, and also Myles Garrett coming to the Washington Commanders. What is it going to take? We'll get into that. 8:45 this morning. Our buddy Scott Jackson, boots on the ground, live from the Super Bowl, Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1. That's right around 8:45 this morning. A reminder, the Pacer payroll poll questions are up. Polls are open. Please vote at the X at Drive Down Today. You got a question or comment? Throw it up on the YouTube comment box this morning at Cova Sports TV. A little giveaway going on. First person to dial it up right now, it's 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Will win a pair of tickets to go see Australian Pink Floyd. Wow, Friday, August 29th at the Atlantic Union Bank Pavilion over there at P-Town in Portsmouth. One pair of tickets. Tickets will be at Will Call the day of the show. Tickets go on sale this Friday, February 7th at Ticketmaster.com. But we are giving away a free pair of tickets to see Australian Pink Floyd coming up Friday, August the 29th. Just got to be the first person to dial it up right now. It's 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Good luck. Appreciate that. All right, let's get a quick update of our poll questions this morning, Suave, if you don't mind. Our Pacer payroll poll question this morning on the X at Drive Johnny D. I got a feeling the latest poll question may be the most popular one. Maybe
already got
the
some
most
already people answer. Before I read this, we were talking about Josh Harris earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody put on the social media account, probably tagged this. I mean, you take it what you want. Somebody said, "Time for Josh Harris to sell the team."
Ooh. Really?
Wow.
He just bumped the team
Already?
Already.
Was that a burner account for Dan Schneider?
No, I hope not.
I think it was.
But here's the thing about it. This is what the rest of the message says. You chose to disrespect Native names and logos and claim their achievements in sports. DC needs a real owner who will bring the Washington Redskins back in its full form and honor Natives. This goes to show you that there needs to be more representation. Now, but I would say we're gonna talk to Chris Russell about it. I always said, when it comes to the Washington Redskins, it doesn't matter what me or anybody else say. You talk to that community. You talk to them, and you ask them, how does this make you feel?
It ain't coming back.
I know that, but I'm just saying how everyone has an issue with it. But look, it's all about them. If what they're saying. So when the person said more representation of Natives, okay, if it's offensive, then yes, I always say honor them. Honor them with a name that's not offensive. But other than that, selling the team, that's too much right there.
Yeah.
That's way too much
I'm telling you, that's Dan Schneider from the yacht. Is a burner account. You think Dan Schneider has a burner account?
Of course.
Oh, for sure.
Seriously.
For sure.
What do you think, what name would it be under? What name would
Be
Dan
like
Schneider
Bruce
put it
Snyder.
under? There's not going to be any Schneider at all.
Or
Be
Dan
like-
Allen.
DC United fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. If I was Dan Schneider, I would have a burner account and I would just be lighting up the DC sports talk shows.
Yeah.
Every single day talking about this. Josh Harris needs to sell. Bring the Redskin name back. Jaden Daniels is overrated. Trade him.
Oh, man.
Right? Trade him.
Trade him.
That's what Schneider would be talking about.
I just had to read that, y'all. But let's go ahead and start with the Pacer poll question. So the first one, John D was talking about the NFL kickers. And the question came, could an NFL kicker ever win a Super Bowl MVP? Leading at 60% says no. Hey,
I'm willing to put down a little bit of money on plus 20,000 that they will. I think that's a good investment. Put down a little bit of money.
Hey,
It's going to happen.
It could happen.
It's going to happen.
John, you said something very interesting on the rundown. We did get some people traction on this one right here.
Yeah.
You asked, do people still use Roman numeral numbers?
Yeah, I wanted to get into this conversation in the 8 o'clock hour. I was talking to my wife and my daughter about this last night. It just bothers me that you got Roman numerals for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, we don't use this in our everyday life.
No, we don't.
All right? Like, why can't we just evolve Roger Goodell? Did anybody ask Roger Goodell this question? Like, why are we still using Roman numerals for the Super Bowl? Why can't you just call it Super Bowl 59? Right? Why do I gotta try to figure it out?
I know. I can't ever figure out the logo.
I got to try to figure out how old am I in Roman numerals? I got an L. I got a V. No, what's a 5?
I don't know.
5 is a
it's-
V.
5 is like
No,
5
it's an
right?
L. So I would be an
No.
L, right? Because it's 59.
No,
LVI.
You're thinking of when it gets past to like double digits, it gets to different letters because Roman numerals from 1 to 9 is I,
Okay, so-
V, V, VI, VII.
What?
Yeah. See?
So
That's
talking about Roman numerals for
Yeah.
the number 59 is
LIX.
LIX.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 59. So I am 52. So I would be LII.
II.
If I was 54, though, I would be LVI
I don't know.
or
Yeah,
LLI.
is correct.
Yeah.
Right?
LII is correct for
But that's my
52.
whole point. Like, what are we doing here? Why do we still use no Roman numeral? Nobody uses that. Forget about tradition. Right? You know what else is tradition? Having old men hold the chains to mark the first down. We need to evolve. Get out of the Roman numeral thing. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. I wanted to
It
get
was
into.
just great because 85.7% said no, they do not use it. And then also, we put another question up here, which actually was really, really good when I looked at it. Johnny asked, when do you think most people jumped on the bandwagon to be a Commanders fan?
Yeah.
So we had 4 choices. You had when Jaden Daniels got drafted, the Hail Mary against the Chicago Bears, the Monday night win against the Cincinnati Bengals, when they beat the Eagles. Leading at 72.7% go to the Hail Mary against the Bears.
Yeah, I really thought that. I mean, all these people that were supposedly Commander fans at the beginning of the year, no. When your team total was 5.5, no.
No.
Not at all.
No.
After that Hail Mary, I thought maybe the Monday night game against Cincinnati.
That's what I think, too. I thought the same
Could have been
thing.
that time. So, Hank chimes in on YouTube this morning, by the way. He says, Commanders when Micah is traded. That's when he jumps on the bandwagon. That's awesome. And Warpath says, yep, I still use Roman numerals for work. No, you don't. Nobody uses them. No, you don't. Stop it. Just stop it. Nobody uses those in their everyday
Google
life.
To use it for work.
Stop. Okay. Next question.
Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. So then we asked, would the NFL Pro Bowl be more relevant if a kicker was to win the MVP of the Super Bowl? And the 50% is tied from yes or no.
Okay.
So, hey. Next one. John D hasn't tried no gumbo. So have you tried some gumbo? And leading at 80% goes to yes.
Wow.
Try some gumbo.
Try some
Gumbo's
gumbo.
good, man.
Are there certain types of gumbo? Or is it
I've
just
only had
whatever you
Cajun.
just kind of
It's
throw in
basically
there?
Cajun.
Just
Basic
Cajun
Cajun,
gumbo?
yeah.
Shrimp, sausage.
Yeah, I'm
I've
not a
heard
gumbo
ham.
guy. I'm just not a gumbo guy.
Some people aren't a gumbo.
I don't scream gumbo.
We're going to get you some gumbo.
Yeah.
You gotta get you. So you just have you never had jambalaya, or you just don't like jambalaya?
I think I've had it. I'm just not a fan.
It's just a. Big
I don't
mixture of
go
rice
out of
and
my
stuff.
way for it. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
Like,
that's
I go
fair.
out of my way
I mean,
for
there's
pizza.
really no place to get jambalaya. I mean, my grandfather makes a fantastic jambalaya, but there's no place to go get. I'm gonna go there and get some jambalaya.
Let's talk to Gramps.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about his jambalaya. We could talk about that Eagles bumper sticker. There's a lot of things we
there's a lot
could
of
talk
things.
about.
Cheesecake
Come to the
brownies.
table.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
I mean, even down to our Warpath on the chat said John D hasn't lived. Get you some gumbo.
Yeah. I'll work on that. I'll work on that.
So next one, we were talking about Luka Doncic wearing some vertical lines so he can look a little bit slimmer. Even down changing his number too. So leading at 100% says, should he wear it? Yes, he should wear it so he can look slimmer.
I'm telling you, he's going to wear them. It's going to be vertical. It's going to be a single digit. Mark my word. Vertical lines, single digit at the press conference today.
That's what he said.
Got to look slim.
Yep. And lastly, Taylor Hurst was asked about the tush push, whether it's better to be the tush.
This may be the greatest Pacer payroll poll question of all time on this radio program. Maybe the greatest of all time.
So we asked, what would be better in that situation? The tusher, the pusher, either or neither. Leading at 50% said they'd rather be the tusher.
There you go. You can vote. Polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. You want to chime in on the YouTube stream this morning at Cova Sports TV. Also, the Tell 'em Kel 'em Talking text line is open at 757-497-1310.
I don't know if we're gonna read that one aloud, but for you YouTube viewers, go ahead and read that one for you.
Which one are we talking about here? The Warpath?
Yes.
Warpath says, Johnny D hasn't lived. Get you some gumbo. 77 was Luca's BAC. And that poll question is an FCC violation. No, it's not. I mean, it was a legitimate question that was asked at the Super Bowl. They asked Jalen Hurts, is it better to be the tusher or the pusher and the tush push? And he said it's a quarterback sneak. That's what you guys call it.
Yeah,
no, they call it the tush
call it
push.
the tush push.
You call it the
Come
tush
on.
push. You call it the tush push in the house. Trust me, you do. All right, 7:58. Very good. Hey, this segment brought to you by Shorebreak Pizza and Tap House. Never too early, J-Lo, to start thinking about dinner.
Too early.
Daily dine-in specials. Best happy hour in Hampton Roads. Today is Tuesday, which means?
They're buy one, get one burger.
That's correct. For a menu of items, for a list of great specials they have daily, go to the website, shorebreakvb.com, or download the app today, Shorebreak Pizza and Tap House. Straight ahead Final hour of the program, we'll talk to Chris Russell, the latest on the Commanders' quest to get Myles Garrett, and also what's trending. Social media. I got a feeling I know. It's the Morning Drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. A nice mix of mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today. High temperatures in the mid-60s and a bit breezy. Winds turning from west to north at around 10 to 15. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the mid-30s. Much colder tomorrow. High temperatures only in the low 40s on Wednesday. We'll see a mix of clouds with some showers moving in during the afternoon. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis, but if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams-Deloach, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? HIMS can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM, W265EF Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. Buckle up. It's time for your morning drive time headlines with Suave on Fox Sports 1310.
Good morning, good morning. It is 8 a.m. It's time for the Power Hour, and this is your Fox Sports Update. Big matchup in the NBA last night. The Knicks beat the Rockets 124-118. Jalen Brunson went wild for 42 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Good night in the state of Virginia in basketball last night, starting with Norfolk State. The Spartans trailed by 10 in the second half, came back, and Brian Moore Jr. hit a near half-court shot at the buzzer to win it, 81-78 over North Carolina Central. The Spartans remain in first place in the MEAC. UVA got a nice ACC win over Pitt, 73-57. Day Ames posted a career high, 27 points for the Hoos. William & Mary picked up a huge win in CAA play, beating Charleston 90-75 with over 1,000 students in attendance. The win ties William & Mary with UNC Wilmington for second place in the CAA. It's a morning drive with Johnny D, powered by Cobra Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Cobra Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. With Suave, myself, and Johnny D, let's get straight to it.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Hey, it's a Tuesday. Great to be with you. The Morning Drive, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. The polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D, the Pacer Payroll poll question this morning. Please vote. Also, check us out as we are streaming live and in living color this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. We appreciate everybody tuning into the program on a Tuesday. Everybody who chimed in on the chat box this morning on YouTube. We will read your comments on the air. So again, hit that subscribe button, Cova Sports TV. Our buddy Chris Russell, Team 980 Commanders Insider, coming up in about 20 minutes. Our boots on the ground, live from New Orleans. We'll get an update. The one and only Scott Jackson, 94.1 ESPN Sports Radio, afternoons here in Hampton Roads. Will join us right around 8:45 this morning. A little scene setter on opening night. Super Bowl week has begun. The long list of dumb questions that will be asked throughout the week has begun down in New Orleans. Hey, very quick, join Fox Sports Radio 1310 for KindFest 2025 at Mount Trashmore, Virginia Beach on Saturday, April 12th from 12 to 4. KindFest is a pet, family-friendly, charity-driven community event to help bring Hampton Roads together for a day full of positivity and fun. There will be food trucks, Suave, bounce houses there, J-Lo, games, live music, and so much more. Save the date on your calendar and head over to mykindfest.com. That's mykindfest.com now for more information. Presented by Chesapeake Regional Healthcare. For more information about the event, head over to mykindfest.com. All right, good stuff. A lot of topics on the table today. One thing I want to bring up is the press conference coming up at noon today with Luka Doncic. We've been talking a lot about that. A lot of conspiracy theorists are coming out. And if we got some time this hour, Suave, I definitely want to get to that. Because you know me, I don't shy away from conspiracy theories.
No,
right?
you don't.
I love me some conspiracy theories. So we'll get into that. But I do want to talk a little bit about this Cooper Cup, what's going on with Kevin Durant. And I'll hand that over to you, because you got everything that everybody is talking about on social media. It's time for What's Trending.
If it made it in headlines, it made it here. Here's What's Trending in Sports with Suave.
Yes, sir. Yo. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Don Suave. We're back with another What's Trending in Sports. And of course, we talked about earlier, Myles Garrett is looking to be traded. Yeah. But he's not the only one, y'all.
No.
Because the Rams have said that they're looking to trade the former Super Bowl MVP, Cooper Kupp. Now, I'm going to let's take a read into this one. The Los Angeles Rams have decided to trade Cooper Kupp, their standout wide receiver since 2017, despite his disagreements with the move. Kupp, known for his pivotal role in the Rams' offensive plays, now faces the prospect of continuing his career elsewhere. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett, who is the Cleveland Browns' all-pro edge rusher, has also requested a trade, driven by his ambition to compete for a Super Bowl, which he feels out of reach with the Browns. The trade discussions for both players have ignited speculation about the potential new teams, with Kupp's substantial salary cap hit being a critical factor in any deal. Yeah. While Kupp's personal aspirations for championship are not explicitly confirmed, his move could significantly impact the NFL landscape. So, you know what that means. Let's be real, Commander fans. We saw it. Even Marcus Spears, I think it was on either Get Up or First Take, even said the Commanders need to pick up that phone, call Cleveland to get Myles Garrett. Now, with Cooper Kupp, and they said him need to be traded, it's also on social media. I mean, we got fans saying, Commanders, go get these two players right now. Pick up the phone, we got the money, and go ahead and get these players. But my question to you, Johnny D, is what should we give up to get Myles Garrett?
Well, look, if you're talking about Cooper Kupp first, 31 years of age, finished this year, 67 catches, 710 yards, 6 TDs, 12 games, battled injuries. 2021, though, he was really good.
Yes.
I mean, really good.
Yes.
You're talking about the NFL's Triple Crown winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Highly motivated, too. I mean, his comments yesterday were like, I don't agree with this. This is as healthy as I've ever been. I'm ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm ready to roll. You don't give up anything to get Cooper Kupp. I mean, it would look great, trust me, but Myles Garrett's your target.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of teams right now that would give up multiple first-rounders.
Mm-hmm.
How many did you give up? How many picks did you give up for Marshawn Lattimore? Do I remember?
It was that 3rd round pick, right? And 7th?
Right?
Yeah. Something like that.
Gotcha. Garrett is a multiple first. We'll ask Chris Russell coming up in about 10 minutes, but multiple first-rounders.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do. He's only, 29?
Yeah.
He's got 2 years remaining on a 5-year, $125 million. No guarantee money. Look, you could read between the lines.
Yeah.
Forget about the fact that the Browns have no shot of getting to the postseason anytime soon. I get that.
We know why.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And if that was a reason players wanted to be traded in the NFL, there'd be a lot more trades every year. Okay.
Especially from the Giants.
But he's got no guaranteed money, man. He's got none. This is the best dude at his position.
Absolutely.
In the National Football League. You do what you got to do to get him. And I think you give up multiple first-rounders. I don't even think it's a question.
There's no question about it.
Right.
And then you got him with him and edge rusher, because we do need someone else on that line, too, to be a rusher. I mean, I heard that a lot of people's fans wanted to trade Deron Payne, which, I mean, that's kind of hard because,
Why? What has Payne done?
Yeah.
I know. Just like Jonathan Allen,
I like Payne, I really do. But you got to remember, we have Johnny Newton sitting behind him right now.
True.
And I think he's going to be really good. He'll have a lot of upside. Especially if we have the chance to pick up Myles Garrett, you can send Payne on the train. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Send him goodbye.
Yeah. But what about Jonathan Allen, though?
You keep him. I'd say that's your starting defensive tackle, and then you have Johnny Newton coming in there for when you're in the 4-3 and you're running multiple defensive linemen.
Well, look, Cleveland needs a lot, and if I were the Commanders, let's go big. Let's swing. Are you ready? Not only go after Myles Garrett, why not throw in Denzel Ward at 28 years old?
Woo, absolutely.
No,
but then
that was the only thing.
Right?
The reason why I'm not as big on getting Cooper Kupp is, yeah, we need receivers. That's not on the part. What we need is defensive backs. That's what we need. And we can't pick up both of those guys. We only got, we're a rich team in cap space, but we can't go after so many people. We got to be able to get defensive backs too.
Well, there you go. Would you rather have Denzel Ward or Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett.
No question about it.
Any trade for Garrett, probably 2 to 3 first rounders. Easily. I mean, you're talking about a dude who's second in the NFL in sacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the last couple of years. What is he sitting at? Not 100, but a lot. It's been a lot. A lot of sacks. You gotta make a run at him. So we'll see. We'll see.
Like I say, that's a trend. And also in NBA, this guy, for somebody that people consider him an all-star, superstar, and all that good stuff, this man cannot ever stay with a team. So I don't know if you heard in the NBA, there's a team that's looking to trade someone, actually listening to trade offers, and that's none other than the Phoenix Suns' own Kevin Durant.
He's feeling left out, man. Feeling left out.
So here's the story of this one. So the Phoenix Suns entertained Kevin Durant trade talks as the Warriors showed serious interest in him going back to the Warriors. So, the trade deadline approaches, the Phoenix Suns actively considering the trade option for Kevin Durant, with the Golden State Warriors expressing significant interest in bringing the superstar back to their roster. Despite earlier hesitation, the Suns are now open to discussion, aiming to either bolster their current lineup or reshape their team's future. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal's situation adds complexity to the Suns' strategy because there's no trade clause.
What about Bradley Beal?
I know, but this is why. His no trade clause and his focus on family and when to make any move involve intricate. And now you got to ask, Jimmy Butler is maybe going to the Suns. So the question should become, who would you rather have at this moment? Kevin Durant or Jimmy Butler?
I think I'd go with Kevin Durant. No question for me.
This is actually a question?
Yeah.
Like Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers of all time.
And yet, the Suns are listening to people that you want to trade for him. And yet, the man is a 2-time Finals MVP.
Well, that's
and
their
yet,
problem.
This man is a sniper on the court. And yet, the Suns still listen to people to trade for him. That should tell you right there what they think about Kevin Durant right there. So, Kevin Durant, you nothing. But a budding superstar, you're not in the LeBron James league.
I think Durant needs to realize you got to accept that role as a number 2.
Thank you.
For
right,
sure.
and once you can do that, you're going to be fine. Devin Booker's your number 1.
Absolutely.
Bradley Beal, honestly, full transparency, I forgot Bradley Beal was on the Suns.
You ain't the only one.
I forgot.
You're not
Totally
the only one. You're not the only one.
Me and Swab were talking about it earlier. This is just the state of the NBA. Neither of us remembered that DeAndre Ayton is with the Blazers now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just guys.
And the
that
only reason I
just
know
don't
is because
remember.
he was shooting free throws for the Blazers in overtime against the Suns last night.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, Hank has chimed in on the YouTube stream. Corner Duran Bland is a free agent soon. Good to know, Hank. Good to know. Good to know. Commanders will not be going after him. Good to know, though.
I ain't gonna respond to that. You have that, Johnny D. Go ahead.
I got it. Good to know.
Thank you. And lastly, what's trending in sports, y'all? We were talking about wrestling earlier. You ever had that moment, Johnny D, when somebody says something crazy, dumb, stupid, and you just look at them?
I mean, what minute of the show are we on?
Nice shot.
Thank you.
But this comes courtesy of Mr. Hulkamania himself, Hulk Hogan. So basically, we talked about when Raw went to Netflix earlier. He came onto the show and immediately got booed. To the fact that you couldn't hear what he does to the Hulkamania speech or anything. He got booed. So he was on a Pat McAfee show. And see, here's the thing. He asked him why he get booed. Here's his response why he thinks he got booed on Raw Netflix. Take a listen to this.
But I think the politics had a whole lot to do with it, like you said.
I would say, I would assume you get into politics and also some other stuff,
Yeah, of course. But at the end...
Yeah. I mean, when you're...
No. You didn't get booed because of politics, because honestly, everyone got different views. Your tail got booed because everybody heard that phone call when you was making a little bit of racist remarks. And they found out who you really are behind these doors. Behind the, let me tell you something, brother. And then behind the, take your vitamins, eat your prayers.
Why don't you tomorrow on the show, Slav? Tomorrow on the show, make it a point, put it up on the poll tomorrow.
What's that?
Reach out to your wrestling community and find out why people are booing Hulk Hogan. Is it the beer? Is it the politics? Was it the racial remarks? Is it the mustache? Because I think we're also past the mustache. Like, you got to let it go. Move on. How old is he? 70? 60? 65?
Yeah.
Come on. All right. So tomorrow, I say we put a poll question up. It'll be Suave's poll question to his people. These are not my people. These are your people. And ask the question that people need an answer to.
I say we need an effort getting Hulk on the program.
Oh, that ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
You know what? Go for it. I'm not doing it. You want Hulk Hogan on this radio show? Go for it. All right, I'll put that on you. Let me know how that goes.
We'll do.
And in fact, I'll let you two do the interview. I'll just sit in the background. having some tea or something.
Because he ain't gonna like my questions.
No, hey, look, we'll put it up on the poll tomorrow.
No, because my question would be strictly like, why did you use your game behind closed doors to down a lot of wrestlers? Why did you still not like to give credit to certain wrestlers? I'll literally make him walk out of this interview.
No, you would not.
Yeah,
you would not do
who
that.
said?
You're too above board for that.
Yeah, remember Neil
You're
Rule?
too much of a nice guy.
Look,
You're too much of a nice guy.
What happened with him? Because he responded to
You're
it like that
a
video.
nice guy.
No,
that's not gonna happen.
No. There's certain things.
Big softy suave.
There ain't nothing soft over here.
Oh, there's some soft.
No, ain't no soft over here.
There's a lot of Charmin over there.
No, it ain't.
There's not double ply. There's triple ply.
No, buddy.
You just haven't seen the other side.
No. Yeah. Best believe I'm respectful. But if you cross that line, you basically you ain't gonna want to see what on the other person. I'm telling you like that. I'll be respectful to you. That's all I'm gonna do. I show respect. Cross that line, see what happens, and you really will see what will go down with this. That's basically what it is. So that's also what's trending also in sports right there and on social media.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, tickets. We got some tickets to give away there, Suavo.
Yes, we do. Can you pull it up for me, Mr. J-Lo? Thank you very much. So what's going on? We have tickets to give away. We talking about Old Dominion.
ODU,
the men's basketball versus Texas State. This will happen Wednesday, February 5th at 7 p.m. at the Chartway Arena. Come out and see the Old Dominion led by head coach Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones, head coach. You guys, what you can do? You can call us. You can text us. You can even hit us on our social media app. And Morning with Johnny D, and the chance to get some tickets. The tickets will be emailed to the winners. So come out. See the Old Dominion men take on Texas State. February 5th, 7 p.m. at Chartway Arena. Monarchs, reign on.
There you go. Dial it up, 757-497-1310. I believe Texas State is one of the tops in the country in points per game.
Yes.
They do like to get up and down. So there you go. Your chance to see a little ODU. Hey, a reminder, this segment of the Morning Drive brought to you by OVM Financial with Annie Mac Home Mortgage, serving Hampton Roads since 2001. When it comes to buying a home or refinancing, you need a mortgage partner you can trust. Trust the people that I have trusted. Visit ovmfinancial.com, NMLS 338923. Get moving and get buying today, 757-407-7023. All right, the latest from Josh Harris, the pursuit of Myles Garrett, a lot of Commanders talk coming up. A friend of the program, Chris Russell, stops by. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is congested on Interstate 64 eastbound between Rip Rap Road and the HRBT. And further along Interstate 64 eastbound, there's stop-and-go traffic between the George Washington Highway and the Military Highway because of an accident. An accident blocking the left lane on Interstate 64 westbound is also causing delays, with traffic stop-and-go between Norview Avenue and Tidewater Drive. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis, but if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams Deloach, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Listen live, online, anytime at foxsports1310.com. With the best lineup in sports talk radio 24/7, 365. This is Fox Sports 1310. The new home for the Hampton Roads sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and J-Lo on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Cova Sports TV.
Welcome back, 826 on a Tuesday. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave J-Lo, the Morning Drive, Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, the Pacer payroll poll question is open on the X. At Drive Johnny D. You can chime in on our YouTube page as we are streaming live all morning long at Cova Sports TV. I got an interesting Andy Reid story I want to get to coming up here in a second. Also live coming up at 8:45 this morning from New Orleans, our buddy Scott Jackson, ESPN Radio 94.1, our boots on the ground. We spare no expense, boys.
I like that.
Putting boots on the ground down in New Orleans. And speaking of sparing no expense, he joins us each and every week to give us the latest out of what's going on with your Washington Commanders. He is the one and only Chris Russell joining us on the program. Good morning, Chris. How are you, man?
Boys, good morning. I know who spared a lot of expenses. The company that I work for, because I'm not in New Orleans, and I wasn't even going to be in New Orleans if they made it to the Super Bowl. So I avoided a lot of embarrassment. And a lot of humiliation by the Commanders losing to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
Well, that's because you're public enemy number one. Like, you cannot have public enemy number one for the Washington Commanders on Radio Row. That's not acceptable, is it?
Well, see, I think I have this persona still that I hate everything, and I don't. I actually, I thought Josh Harris hit a grand slam yesterday. I told people close to him I thought Josh Harris was great. I root for Dan Quinn. That was the guy I wanted. I mean, Adam Peters is sexy as hell. That's the guy that I want running my football operation. I mean, I've been like Mr. Nice Guy for a long time. The fans, they're very Weasley. They don't appreciate honesty and candor and they think I'm an industry plant or something like that because people have told them that. It's just like they think, well, the Commander's name is a bad name because they've been told that, Dan Snyder came up with it. Well, I like, think for yourself, think independently, right?
Hey, one thing I could tell you why, and I'm just saying this as a friend, when you go on your X account at WrestleMania 621, and you post the "I feel vindicated as usual" when it comes to the Commander's name, told you from minute it was reality that it was fine, okay, and did not need to be changed. Maybe a lukewarm endorsement, but the point was not wasting time and capitulating to what people want versus what makes sense. I don't know.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, Johnny?
Does that come across as somebody that's like in your face?
No, that's somebody who's sarcastic and swarmy, not in your face. I mean, listen, we are what we are, right? I mean, we all believe in our opinions and we look for validation, right? And I look for the old Barry Horowitz pat on the back, often too much, right? That's okay. That's part of my personality. That's part of my shtick. But I just wanted these people to know, once again, I was right. Just like I was right about so many other things that they don't want to give me credit for and that they don't want to remember because they know they don't want to acknowledge me. They don't want to acknowledge how smart and how right I often am.
Oh, there it is again. Chris Russell is joining us on the program. You can follow him on the X at WrestleMania 621. Give me your 2 or 3 takeaways from Josh Harris yesterday, besides the name deal. 2 or 3 takeaways from his presser yesterday.
Just obviously how happy he is, for the organization, for the fans, with the leadership that they have. And he was like, and he did a Chris Russell. He was like, I did a good job picking these guys as leaders, which is true. He did. That's one. 2, that they're not right now, or it seems like anytime soon, looking for a new practice facility, meaning out of Ashburn and the current one, that they're looking to spruce it up more than build a new one connected to the new stadium. I mean, obviously they're having a difficult enough time building the new stadium or getting that all settled. So I understand that. That was one that jumped out to me. And then the stadium itself, Josh was asked a couple of times in a couple of different ways about how involved he was in the actual process. Sorry, guys, I'm walking really slow here because I'm spilling my coffee all over the place. But he said it's burning my hand. But he said, he said basically, look, I tried very hard to get DC to the table because before we could get any negotiations, any plans, which I don't know if I believe that, any real substantive talks, we needed DC to be at the table and we needed to get the land transfer, which was true. But the notion that they haven't planned, if we get this land transfer, this is what we're going to build, this is what we're going to do, I think is a little far-fetched for me. But the bottom line is he said, look, I'm going to let those jurisdictions, Maryland and DC, kind of figure it out and figure out the first step, and then we come in and we negotiate with both.
All right, look, a couple of big-time names had entered the trade sweepstakes. We got to talk about it. I'm sure it will be a topic of conversation on your show today. Let's start with Myles Garrett, and then let's talk a little bit about Cooper Kupp. The realistic chance that the Commanders make a pitch for either one of them.
I think both will be in play. They will express, of course, interest in both and try and maybe look at both. Now, the one thing that I would say is, Myles Garrett to me is more of a need than because they need a run stopping and pass rushing defensive end edge, set the edge kind of guy. But he is going to cost multiple first round picks, I think, not to mention a huge contract that he has. And there's going to be a bidding war certainly for him. So, that might even increase the bounty to 3 first-round picks, maybe 2 first-round picks and a player. Maybe you can figure out a way to include Deron Payne in the mix. I don't know. But he is going to be the absolute clear number one commodity for, I think, a bunch of teams, including obviously Washington. As far as Cooper Kupp goes, I mean, listen, it's absolutely a need. There's no doubt about it. De'Ami Brown's a free agent. It would be a need if De'Ami Brown was coming back. It would be a need, certainly, if De'Ami Brown is not coming back. The problem yet you have to worry about, with Cooper Kupp is, he's obviously had a bunch of injuries. He says he's 100% healthy. Great. He did finish up the year, but he kind of disappeared down the stretch. When the Rams were kind of struggling in a 5-game period, barely getting to 20 points a game, guys, Cooper Kupp's production was not there at all. He was a missing in action type of dude. And I don't know, that concerns me. The injury history concerns me. And then the fit, like, I can make it fit. I mean, the dude is a baller, and he's a great route runner, and he's pretty physical for a smaller guy, and he's reliable and all of that stuff. But can I make it fit, and can I truly make my offense that much more explosive if I lose De'Ami and have Cooper Kupp and then say don't really change much else, and you would have to re-sign like Olamide Zaccheaus and so on and so forth. So I don't know. To me, I would put a lot of my eggs in the Myles Garrett basket, some of my eggs maybe in the Cooper Kupp basket.
Chris Russell joining us. You can follow him on the X at RussellMania621. Before I let you go, Suave and I were talking about a poll question we're going to roll out tomorrow on the program.
Oh, okay. So you guys are very planned and prepared, unlike me. You think a day in advance.
I just try to get it out of the way. I'm trying not to deal with it. But Suave is our resident nerd when it comes to wrestling. And this question came up about Hulk Hogan. Do you want to ask, Chris Russell is also a wrestling nerd. Do you want to ask Chris the question about Hulk Hogan we talked about?
Absolutely. Chris Russell is a friend of the program, your brother. So basically what happened is on Pat McAfee's show, Hulk Hogan was up there, and he was talking about why he got booed on Raw Netflix. And he said it was because of the politics, but Pat McAfee said no, it was because of something else. So the question I think we want to pose is, what do you think? What was the reason you think Hulk Hogan got booed when he came back for the Raw Netflix?
So I saw him on my TV, but I missed the interview. Swami was McAfee alluding to his controversies from the sex scandal and all that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. I think people would probably cheer him for that.
You got to put the options up, Suave. You got to put what are the 4 options?
So Johnny D was talking. The 4 options would be politics, the sex scandal, his beer, and the conversation he did when he was using some racist terms.
Yeah, I would think it's the racist stuff, and on top of that, I think in California, in Hollywood, specifically, without getting too political, that was a big part of it. So I would probably say it was more in the moment, in the visceral moment, the politics. But overall, if you're scaling Hulk Hogan's post-career here, the sex scandal, while a little bit freaky and a little bit weird, good for the Hulkster. I mean, I guess the pythons are. I guess the pythons are still working. But more importantly, you need you need to clean up the politics and not be so out there, because if you don't want to get booed, I mean, maybe he doesn't mind getting booed. I don't know what he said, but dude, I don't know. You're Hulk Hogan, man. You should be getting cheered until the day you go out, right? I mean, that should be. But remember, he's also the same guy that reinvigorated his career to no end by going NWO and turning bad guy when nobody thought that would ever happen. So, I mean, Hogan doesn't mind getting booed. So I guess he's just, one of these guys that are price of doing business. They'll still buy my stuff.
So there you go, Swap.
Yep.
There you go. From one nerd to another nerd. Good work out of both of you.
Is that what we are, Johnny? Nerds?
What?
Apparently.
Wrestling nerds,
No. How about
What?
this? Johnny, tell everyone, tell Chris Russell we got up here. What are wrestling fans again? What would you classify as?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Can you refresh
man. So
my memory?
You were saying we were with no teeth.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I never said
Wow.
that specifically.
Look, I got teeth.
No. Chris, what I said is the demographic you get on a Monday Night Raw is going to be a lot different than the demographic you're going to get on Sunday afternoon. That's what I said.
Okay.
Well, listen, I can argue that there are a lot. I can argue that there are a lot of football fans that don't have teeth, right? And that have overalls and pitchforks and all that stuff. I mean, I can argue that. I mean, there's just, listen, there is a lot of mindless entertainment in our world, okay? And wrestling is amongst them, but it's not the only thing, boys. I mean, come on now.
Thank you.
Yeah, many people think this show is mindless entertainment at this point.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything. I think our entire industry sometimes is mindless entertainment.
That's right.
All right. Speaking of mindless entertainment, you can check him out weekday afternoons 1 to 4. The team980.com. A lot of Commanders talk today. I'm sure I'll be talking Myles Garrett, and more people will try to convince you that the name should come back. So enjoy that.
Unfortunately.
The one and only Chris Russell. Yep. Hey, very quick before I let you go. Hey, very quick Super Bowl prediction. Got to get your Super Bowl prediction.
Gosh, I haven't made an official one, but I think I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, I'm right with you. Starting to lean towards that. The money is starting to move that way as well. So good stuff. We'll talk to you next week, Chris.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate you.
All right. The one and only Chris Russell. You can follow him on the X at WrestleMania 621. You feeling better about yourself there, Suave?
I'm always good.
Feeling better about yourself?
I'm good, Johnny D.
Okay.
We're good, man.
Great. This segment of the Morning Drive, serviced by Kellum Mechanical, keeping Hampton Roads families comfortable since 1995. Tell them Kellum Heating, Cooling, Electrical. Did you know they also handle plumbing this winter there, J-Lo? Yep, your pipes could become an issue. Schedule an appointment today. Go online at kellummechanical.com. All right, 8:40, straight ahead. We go live to New Orleans. Friend of the program, our buddy Scott Jackson, ESPN Sports Radio 94.1, stops by to give us the latest. That's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
Traffic is congested on Interstate 64 eastbound between Rip Rap Road and the HRBT. And further along Interstate 64 eastbound, there's stop-and-go traffic between the George Washington Highway and the Military Highway because of an accident. An accident blocking the left lane on Interstate 64 westbound is also causing delays, with traffic stop-and-go between Norview Avenue and Tidewater Drive. I'm Peter Cook on Fox Sports 1310.
Discover wants everyone to feel special. That's why they double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing or next to
Portco
nothing.
is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
When you call top dog, you calling them for one reason. That's to win. You want money. You want them to go bite somebody. They got you into an accident, put you in the hospital. They ain't have a scratch on them. You gonna call the dog. They gonna have a scratch now. They about to get bit. If I was you, I'll be scared. He ain't got no leash on him. He smell fair, ready to bite. Like what you wanna do? My client want a lot of money. Top dollar. What we doing? You paying? What we doing? We settling? What we doing? Gotta bite you again? What we doing? Any accident. Top dog law.
Power failures are preventable with a Kellum Mechanical installed Honeywell automatic standby generator. Call today to live your Southside life uninterrupted. Yep, comfy house, warm food, hot showers, even Wi-Fi all day. Financing with credit approval. KellumMechanical.com.
This is the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon.
Do not be alarmed. Dak Prescott was asked about his feeling about Schottenheimer. When you say, yeah, my future is tied to Brian Schottenheimer, that's not an inspiring quote. That is a, hey, we all have to suck it up. This sums up the hiring of Brian Schottenheimer.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon. Weeknights 10 to 2 a.m. on Fox Sports 1310. This is the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
Sir, wrapping it up on a Tuesday. Great to be with you. The Morning Drive. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, the polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D, and we are broadcasting live and in living color this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Joining us right now, live from New Orleans. Check him out this afternoon, 3 to, I'm not even sure what time he goes to anymore, man. Some days it's 6, some days it's 6:30, could be 9 o'clock, as far as I know. ESPN Radio 94.1, Priority Auto Sports Radio 94.1 here in Hampton Roads. Friend of the program, Scott Jackson, joins us live from New Orleans. Our boots on the ground. Look, we spend top dollar to get boots on the ground in New Orleans, and we get stuck with Scott Jackson, but that's okay. He's our buddy. Give me a little bit of a scene setter last night, opening night at the Super Bowl. I know you've been there before. Give me your thoughts, your initial takeaways.
The Superdome PA system's awful. Was my first takeaway of the night. The bass was too loud. It was hard to hear what was going on. I mean, I don't know. I hope those poor people didn't pay to get in there. I hope that's a free event, but yeah, it was, whatever. And it took a lot of backpacks and tripods in the head, but it was fun. I mean, all that being said, it was a good time. We got to talk to the local kids. We talked to Lovato, obviously, Josh Sweat, Derek Nandi with the Chiefs as well. So that was cool. And I saw Carson Wentz, and that always warms my heart thinking about his career with the Commanders. And James had never seen Carson Wentz in person, and James is like, "Oh my God, he's the biggest, tall." I go, "Yes, that's the thing that pisses you off about Carson Wentz is he is so big, and he looks like this imposing figure." And I used to laugh when he and Taylor Heineke would do the dropbacks together. It was like a father-son outing. He was so much bigger. But yeah, he just didn't know which jersey to throw the ball to. So anyway, it was cool. I mean, it was. I will say this, in person, I understand why the Eagles are so physically imposing. I mean, you see them on the field and guys are in pads, is one thing. But when you see guys in sweats, like when their quarterback looks like a big dude in sweats, their number one wide receiver, their tight end, not to mention their offensive line. I mean, you can see why the Eagles, are having some success. The other guys are actually good football players too, besides just being big. But, so it was, it goes on too long. If you're there, it's crazy. At home, you can flip channels and you can avoid the stuff you don't want to see, but there it's crazy. Did you guys see Cooper Manning by any chance?
Did not see Cooper Manning. What did Cooper Manning do?
He was dressed up like a drum major. I don't know what that thing is.
Oh, yeah, he does something goofy every year.
Yeah, I just don't think if your son's the number one Heisman candidate, you can't be doing that anymore. You got to step it up a little bit and act like the father of a quarterback protege. I just, because people are then going to start questioning things like, is it really Cooper? Is Arch just really Cooper's kid? I mean, it's just not going to look good for him down the road if he's doing stuff like that. But that's just my 5 cents on that.
Hey, did you get a chance to ask Josh about his, I believe he changed agents. Did he not go to Rosenhaus, I think, now?
Yeah, Rosenhaus is agent. Now, listen, we're shouting at each other when we're talking. It was more about Super Bowl week and all that stuff. I wasn't going to get the free agency. But I do have him on my short list of Commanders' potential targets. So we'll get to that later with him.
So what is on the agenda today for the radio program? Who are you out and about going to see?
Well, we're going to do obviously these interviews in the air today. We've got the voice of the NFL, Scott Graham, coming on, who does NFL Films work now in addition to Westwood One. And then there's some other guys. I ran into Seth Payne here yesterday at his radio in Houston, and former Texan, former Jaguar. I actually covered him, which is so funny to say. Anyway, Seth had some interesting stuff to talk to us about with the Texans off the air, so we're going to get that on the air today. And a few others in store as well. And it's not 100%, as you know, John, who all these people will be today. Tomorrow, I know we have a ridiculously high level of pre-tapes to do and then in-show things. Today's not as bad. Tonight, I think James and I are going to some type of party tonight of like the NFL media party, which basically means they probably have like a hot dog stand and open up on one of the street corners here. No, actually, it's at the Marriott or one of these fancy hotels. It should be fun.
Scott Jackson joining us here on the program. Follow him on the X at Jackson Sports, of course, weekday afternoons right here on ESPN Radio 94.1. I do want to ask you, somebody chimed in on our YouTube stream and asked Jackson how the Barstool party with Freddie Smoot was. Did you get a chance to go to that?
Freddie's not here. It's so sad.
No?
I mean, this is how costly the Commanders' loss was, which might have been better for me because I was so tired. I mean, honestly, went to this thing yesterday, went back here to the hotel and crashed because, and this 1 hour time difference is weird. I don't know why. It shouldn't be that hard. It's just 1 hour, but it just throws your whole life off. But anyway, I didn't. Fred did not come down, sadly, because the Commanders are out. A lot of people with the Commanders, I don't think Dan Quinn is up for the Coach of the Year, will not be here from what I've been told. Adam Peters is not coming here. When you lose the last game, I think it's different than if you were just that cute little team that was like 9-8 or whatever and lost in round 1 or 2. You know what I mean? When you lose in the championship game, I would imagine it'd be a pretty bitter pill to swallow to come here. Although I do think Jaden Daniels is coming here with Pepsi one of these days because obviously he's going to pick up the Rookie of the Year honors on Friday night.
Yeah, explain to the listening audience, and I tried to talk a little bit about this in hour 2 of the show, that being at a Radio Row, because the boys on the other side of the glass, they think it's glamorous. This is where everybody wants to be. Kind of lay out, you get there, the setup, the speed dating type of atmosphere that is Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
Well, day one's pretty lame, as you know. The first day, like a lot of people didn't show up till today because there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot of people walking around. Today will be more the speed dating stuff as you're talking about. It'll get intense as the week goes on. There's flyers left on your table. Our internet service did not work when we got there, Ethernet. And then we had to go through, it took 2 people, James and myself, to take separate trips to tech to get that working. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little underwhelmed by the Wi-Fi for a professional league that makes $20 billion or whatever it is so far. So I was a little bummed out. We're at a table. Like me and James have 2 tables. Now we're behind like the Fox Sports radio booth, which I think had one live show here yesterday, but I'm sure we'll have more today. We're not far from the McAfee setup. Let's see, what else is near us? Is it Sirius XM? No, that's at the other end. I don't know. There's one of these other big things. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Laura Oakman set up near us, who we're going to have on the show tomorrow, I think. And then there's some guy doing a live stream show in Philadelphia, like on Fox or something, that I felt like he was on the whole 9 hours we were there yesterday. It was really crazy. He was intense. I mean, and they just kept recycling the same people. It wasn't like they brought over anybody amazing. It was weird because it was just kind of a low-key day. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then there was people setting up last night as they were leaving. So I don't even know what our space will look like when we get back today. Hopefully our equipment will still be there, number 1. And number 2, that we'll still have at least our set space, which was like 2 tables worth of elbow room. Yeah,
before I let you go, who was one individual that you would love to, by the end of this week, grab and get to the table? Not named Jaden Daniels. Obviously, that's a given. Give me the one guy.
Because that's not happening, so that's good you said that. I've already been told his entire week's booked. I'm like, really? His day's booked. But anyway, one person I would like to get.
Can you get Jameis Winston on?
Well, we saw him last night, and we were trying. Actually, glad you brought that up. We were trying to get him, and then he, of course, was doing his job because he's actually working here. But yes, Jameis Winston. I saw him last night, and I was like, man, I'd love to get him on. But he is, he's doing like work right now. But yeah, if he comes by, that's definitely somebody that we'll try to track down for sure. I did see one of the big what's the fantasy guy's name from NBC Sports that used to be at ESPN?
Matthew Berry.
Matthew Berry. And
Yes.
I was going to talk to him yesterday. We both went in the men's room together. That's inappropriate to talk to him in the men's room about radio.
Can't
but
do
he was
that.
on and he was on the phone the whole time, which I thought was a little. I don't know, man. It's just like in the call. I mean, I don't need that,
But that's multitasking. I actually could appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe do it at home, talking to your wife or something. I don't know if you do it in a public place, but anyway. But yeah, Matthew Berry, who's the Commander's homer, I might want to track him down as well. I think we saw Thomas Dimitroff briefly yesterday, who was obviously sort of working in media and doing some other things. But yeah, I don't know. Nobody hit me like a bolt of lightning, like, oh, this has to be the get for the week yet. But Jameis Winston might be the closest thing that you mentioned because we saw him last night and we did try. But then he was doing like multiple interviews of people. He was interviewing people for, I guess, Fox or something. I'm not really sure.
Well, our daily on the way out, every single day I'm going to ask you, who big timed you? There's got to be one who big time. Like I told the story to the boys.
Really.
When I was in Miami, in Miami, I got big time by Berman and Tom Jackson. Like big time. Yeah, like, why are you even within 15 feet of us? We've got a restraining order type of big time. Nobody yesterday?
Not yet. We didn't have time for it. Like I said, there's really nobody here. To do it. There's nobody here to big time us yet that I consider big time. I guess maybe I blew off some people yesterday. I'll get you later in the week. I'll see you. Like people.
Not you,
Yes, good work out of you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I told a
You
couple
should.
people that. It's like, I'll be here all week. Let's do it later. We don't have to do this today. Yeah. I did tell a couple people that. Yeah.
That's what we expect out of you. He'll be joining us every week, every day this week, 8:45.
Maybe not with video anymore after today, by the way. This took a lot of work to get up and try to look presentable. I don't know. Maybe
you look good.
Maybe tomorrow just audio, I don't know.
Just throw a cap on. That's what we do. Just throw a hat on. Nobody cares.
I did bring a cap. It's really in bad shape, but I could wear it.
Bring a beanie. It's all good.
Yeah.
Whatever works
Just
for
buy
you.
one.
Weekday afternoons right here, 3 to 7, ESPN Net Radio 94.1. Check them out this afternoon. We'll have them on all week at 8:45 in the morning. Also, we're going to chop up some of those interviews, probably play them throughout our program in the morning, if that's okay with you. I got to make sure we
do whatever
clear
you
this
want.
with
Whatever
the
makes
powers
your
that
life
be.
easier. I don't care.
I'll play. Look, if I could just re-rack your interviews into the morning, then I could get a bagel. I could have a cup of coffee.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. I like it. See, it's all about doing less on this radio program. Hey, enjoy the day, man. Get a nap in.
All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.
All right, the one and only Scott Jackson joining us live from New Orleans, and we'll take some of those interviews with the local guys. I'd love to hear the Josh Sweat interview.
You got Derek Nottie, too.
Yeah, let's get both of those and try to do. Can you effort that there, J-Lo?
I can effort that.
Yeah, effort that. Let's try to get both of those on the radio program over the next couple of days. All right, 8:56 on the way out. If we get a quick, do we have time for a quick update there, Suave? Quick update.
Yes,
of the
we
poll
got quick
questions?
time.
Gotta be quick.
All right, got to be quick.
Oh, no, let's go ahead and hit the music for us anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it. So, would NFL Pro Bowl be more relevant if a kicker was to win a Super Bowl? Leader at 60% goes to yes. Nice. Next question. Johnny D hasn't tried any gumbo. Have y'all tried it? 85.7% says yes. Next one. Do people still use Roman numeral numbers in their everyday life? Leading at 85.7 goes to no. And Commanders, when did most people jump on the bandwagon to be a fan? Leading at 72.7% goes to the Hail Mary against the Chicago Bears. And Luka Ben, his press conference coming later. Should he wear vertical lines a little more slimmer? There's no question about it. 100% says yes. And of course, the most famous question of the day, the tush push. What would you rather be? The tush or the tusher or the pusher? And And coming up behind 50% says neither. They don't want me either, Tusher or the Pusher. And that was your question for the Pacer poll question.
All right, the polls will be open all day long. Go to the X at Drive Johnny D, the Pacer payroll poll question. I want to thank all our callers, all our listeners, all our texters, everybody who chimed in on the chat box this morning. For Suave, for J-Lo, yours truly, Johnny D. This has been the Morning Drive right here on Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. See you.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. A nice mix of mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today. High temperatures